Nerdrotic.com.
Kenobi. That's for you. Yeah. And you, and you, and you, and you. What's up, you beautiful people? Welcome to the Nerdrotic Nooner. My name is Gary Beekler, and I come to you from Nerdrotic.com. And I guess this is, there's multiple names. This could be the Nerd Dad stream. Your Nerd Daddies are here.
Yeah, baby.
GG&G. And we're going to talk about Kenobi because the finale dropped in the middle of the night. And Chris, you're going to have to explain to me why billion-dollar streaming services spend hundreds of millions of dollars on shows and release them at the worst possible time where the least amount of people are going to watch them.
It's such a what a colossal mistake. And also, didn't Ms. Marvel, a new episode of Ms. Marvel, also drop at the same time?
I didn't even remember that until you just brought it up.
Yeah, I guess it did.
3. I haven't seen it. It's pretty stupid. It's this weird old thinking. And it's like, I think you mentioned on a previous stream, like, okay, it's midnight. It drops on that day. It's like, what would be the best time to drop it? It might be at like, and then it would be appointment viewing, at least create some sense of that.
Yeah.
Hey, it drops at like 3 p.m. or 6 p.m. Pacific time. And then people can talk about it rather than people staying up late to watch it. I saw, Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers dropped a quick review of it. He was up till 4 a.m. I mean, what good is that? It doesn't trend. I mean, it does trend slightly, but I don't know. Huge mistake.
It would be much better. Sorry, international audience who I love very much. But America first.
Yeah.
And it would be better if they dropped it at 6 p.m. Pacific.
Yeah.
And just across they can do that across the country, right? And that way we're all watching it at once. And but I think it might be good in Kenobi's case and Miss Marvel's case because you just want to get it,
just kind of get it out of here, get out the door. I think Ryan's correct though.
Yeah,
I think he's right. It's like they just want to drop stuff because they think it's a streaming service, right? People will watch it whenever. It's not appointment TV, so we'll just drop it at the first hour of the day that it's supposed to release at 2 a.m. and that'll be fine. And that's like not a great plan.
No, but the thing is they want appointment TV because they're releasing it weekly, except they're missing the
how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
you're almost there, guys.
I know I'm not punctual. So like, but I didn't spend hundreds of millions of dollars for this live stream. I minus whatever my internet costs for this couple hours. But it makes no sense. Everybody gets spoiled by the time they wake up. If they go to Twitter, like this thing is spoiled.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry. I just didn't care. Qui-Gon back.
Come on.
Horrible lightsaber duels. The show was about Leia. Inappropriate conversations with children. The one thing that didn't surprise me at all was another Disney employee who was buried ended up getting inspired by a little girl that wasn't his, and it gave him his mojo back.
My favorite thing about that scene is like all these flashes of Leia, and then it was like the creators of the show were like, "Hey, maybe let's flash in one shot of Luke,
of Luke,
and then back to Leia."
Oh God,
man,
we'll go over it. We don't format the show, so we're just going to go over it the way we're going to go over it. It was bad. It impressively bad. Making Darth Vader lame, ripping off themselves, which was and I haven't played the video game, so I was told that they ripped off some video games scenes too. You'll have to help me out with that, chat, or maybe you, Quarter Black. I think you probably played.
Are they
them.
talking about Fallen Order? There might be Fallen Order stuff in it.
Yeah,
I haven't played that game.
Oh, I neither have I.
I'm not playing.
The last Star Wars game I
games.
played was the arcade one, the vector graphics one that I have.
That's a great one.
That's awesome. The real Star Wars. So yeah, we have Chris Gore here from Film Threat. Welcome, sir. How are you doing?
Hey Gary. Thanks for having me. I'm pre-coffee, but ready to talk about this. I watched the episode twice, and we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it for sure.
I'm saving my second viewing for my video review because I'm
man. I don't see how you did that twice.
3 a.m. I was up till, and I noticed Garrett messages me, goes, after that lightsaber duel, it was so lame. I just pieced out and went to sleep.
Yeah, I was like, I can't stay up longer than this. This is just too bad. And then the second half wasn't any better. It was much worse.
Right. How are you, Quarter Black Garrett?
I'm good.
Nice appearance yesterday.
Thank you. Thank you. I got to shout out the show and the channel.
Oh, thanks, man.
Beautiful. But
with Dave Landau.
Yeah, my boy.
The news and Why It Matters, right? That's the name of the show, right?
With Sarah Gonzalez, the freaking crazy Sarah Gonzalez. I love her.
She's awesome in all the best ways.
Yes,
in all the best ways. So and welcome, chat. We got Bastard Lance Johnson, the salty crazy Renee. Is that it? Eric K is here. What's up, guys? Siege and Zin Vermont. Oh, that just jumped on me. Ginger Ninja, what's up? From Japan.
What's up, Ginger?
Yeah, man. How's it going? What time is it in Japan, Ginger Ninja? Hello,
Ginger
Matt.
Ninja's in Japan?
Yeah. Yeah, he flew out from Japan to see us at Las Vegas.
In Vegas, yeah.
Yeah. He's a handsome devil.
I've got his card right here on my desk.
Great artist. Yeah, that's like when that happens, you're just floored, right? You're like, what?
Yeah.
Flew in 17 hours to see. God, I hope it was like Quarter Black or somebody. I hope it wasn't see me.
No.
What's up, Dread? Vegas. Can't wait for Vegas. Chris Gore's gonna be there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be fun.
Can't wait.
Welcome everyone in the chat. You're beautiful. I'm sorry this has happened to Star Wars, but I mean, honestly, it's been 10 years. And I'll just be kind. We'll welcome all the new people over to our sphere. Welcome. Welcome.
We won't hold it against you. Okay. We'll just try to look past it.
AA meeting, right? If you go out and relapse, we just come back and just give you a hug. That's all we do. We just give you a little hug and say, welcome back. That's Star Wars is dead. It's dead. This was the last card they had to play. Obi-Wan Kenobi, Darth Vader. Yes, we got an Emperor little cameo.
Somehow he came back.
Yeah. And just the logic, there was no logic to this show. The canon shattering made no sense. Reva's motivation made no effing sense. That's what took us a little long, because we're trying to figure out, like, why was Reva trying to kill Luke Skywalker? Because she knew it was Darth Vader's son? How? They never show us or tell us.
I think that's her character trait. She just knows things. You see, through the whole show, she just knows that Luke Skywalker is his son. She just knows that Anakin is Darth Vader. She just knows these things.
And
Kenobi leaves.
I was going to say Darth Vader's a deadbeat dad. So he is, and I didn't understand that motivation, because it's like, I'm going to right the wrongs of the past by doing this. How does that do that? How does that get her satisfaction? If anything, she should continue to try to kill Vader. Was she failed in that? And then apparently, I mean, still can't get over the fact that like 2 people received lightsabers to the chest and didn't die.
Right?
It's stupid. So an annoying
flesh wound. They got like punctured lung, and I'm pretty sure your heart is on that side of the chest, unless her species. I'm talking about, it's science fiction.
Hey, who knows?
Like, has different like 5 hearts and 2 buttholes. I don't know. Oh, that's Klingons. Sorry. in Star Trek. In Kurtzman Trek, and yes, that's true. Klingons have 2 buttholes. I don't know why. I don't know why.
Did you also notice that at the end she buries her lightsaber? It was like a little half buried in the sand.
No.
She leaves it in the sand.
Oh,
That's the theme.
Let me get that straight. Sorry,
Lightsabers in
my info wrong. They have 2 dicks. They don't have 2 buttholes. I only joked about them having 2 buttholes. It was so long ago. Klingons in Star Trek. Yeah, in Kurtzman Trek. True story. So, yeah, I guess we'll start. So this was a 40-minute episode with like 10 minutes of credits. It was like 44 minutes, 45 minutes. So 2-minute intro, 10 minutes of credits. So it ended up being like 40 minutes. First 15 minutes, guys. Does anything happen? It's just people arriving places.
Yep.
Right? So
now I skipped the last episode. I just kind of got the bits and stuff from the internet, and I didn't watch it. And I just jumped right into this one, and I was like, what the hell is happening? It literally nothing happens. They just show up to a location. Darth Vader shows up to a location. Reva shows up to a location. And then they start fighting, and I'm like, what is happening?
Okay, so Reva, and in the previous episode, Reva and Kenobi have a very serious conversation through a 3-foot thick metal door that they somehow can hear each other. Are they using the Force? I don't know.
Who knows? Hey, the Force can do whatever it wants. You know, Obi-Wan can know that Luke Skywalker is in danger from galaxy away.
So Tala dies by blowing herself up with a thermal detonator she could have used like 5 minutes earlier. Darth Vader decides to go after Kenobi with no backup, no stormtroopers, and nobody from the Empire guards like the big bay door where all the ships escape. So he escapes with Crushed Ice-T's son. I don't know his name in the show, and I don't care. With little Leia, who, by the way, fixed the broken door by bypassing the compressor, whatever the hell she did.
Of course.
She was the only one who could fit in there. So they're getting away, and Darth Vader is chasing them in the Star Destroyer with the now returned Grand Inquisitor, who gets one line, and he didn't even say, like, yeah, I totally got stabbed. I was in the hospital. You know, I was in a back-to-tank. Now I'm back. No, nothing. He's just back. He's just fucking back. They don't explain it at all. So they're chasing Crushed Ice's ship and the refugees. And Kenobi again says, like, they're after me. I'm gonna leave. And they're all no. And little Leia's like, no, you said you were gonna leave me. And she got all mad and indignant and runs off. And everybody's got to calm her down. And the Eternal is there, and he's got to calm her down. He ends up leaving. I thought he was going to Tatooine too. I didn't know what planet they were on. I didn't care. It was so effing dark. By the way, I was getting like long night vibes from this. Maybe it's my monitor. I don't know, guys.
No, it was all dark. The entire episode. I think the entire show is kind of dark in a way.
Yeah,
and not in a stylistic way, in a hard to see way.
Yeah, that's to hide the weak digital effects. Seriously.
Yeah,
Just to hide it, to mask it. That's all.
So it's all leading up. So Leia takes off with Crushed Ice. Darth Vader, even the Grand Inquisitor's like, we have to go after the refugees and take out the path, and they'll be completely gone. Darth Vader's all, no, Kenobi is mine. And he goes and chases Kenobi for the rematch of the century. And Reva, who's still very much alive, makes it to Tatooine. Actually, that's the first thing. Thank God we were back on Tatooine.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So much. And she's after Luke. Why? I don't know.
Don't know.
It's like they don't explain any of this. She's just there to get justice for the kids that were murdered by hunting down and killing a child.
Exactly.
And her introduction, again, they keep introducing her in a way that is just so lame and try hard. She like walks up and she has a hood over her head, and she uses the Force to push this obviously white racist male Trump supporter out of the way.
Yeah, the mean boss from the first episode. Yeah,
right. And she's so damn try hard. Like, where is Owen? Like, I feel like I just did a better menacing job right there, and it was crap. Like, she cannot act whatsoever, and like that is why they had to roll out this giant marketing stunt to make her the center of everybody's eye, because damn, she cannot act whatsoever. I mean, that's just everybody, in this show, except for, I said this before, except for Joel Edgerton. He's every scene he's in, he's still top notch, still great. Even Ewan McGregor is kind of weak. He's kind of weak in this show, which is insane to me. I'm like, this is your spotlight, dude. Why are you? It seems like you're not really all there. Maybe you're having a bad day every single day you shot the show, but damn, like the acting is just so bad. And then she's really just the pinnacle of that.
Yeah. No, I mean, like the 8-year-old's acting, I mean, it's not great, but it's right in line with all the adults. It's pretty bad. Except for Joel Edgerton, who's great. I absolutely agree.
International treasure.
International treasure. So Reva arrives on Tatooine. Kenobi arrives on planet. Darth Vader arrives on planet. We see a shuttlecraft. And then when and Leia's upset, but then she forgives Ben and she slips her little robot in his pocket so he won't feel lonely. And but before that, she's like, oh, she was letting the other kids play with her robot. She's all, they're scared. Meaning I'm totally not. By the way, there's explosions outside because there's a giant Star Destroyer bearing down. She's like, no problem. And Obi-Wan goes, I might need that droid too because I'm scared. And the 8-year-old girl isn't. The Force is female. That's what all this is.
Yeah.
And then Darth Vader goes down to planet to face Obi-Wan, and then he says, have you come to destroy me? Pretty sure you just came to him, dude.
You literally following him in a Star Destroyer.
That's the one that stood out for me. I'm like, wait a minute. He should be saying, I'm here to destroy you. And I was like, maybe they're running out of Vader voice. I'm not sure because it's AI. It's not. There
were some parts.
It's as real
that were really
as
bad.
Natalie Portman's arms in Thor: Love and Thunder. Oh my God!
The stands angry now,
dude. The stands are going as for that, and they're going at me for Miles Morales. So fun. It's so easy. My God. So then we get a duel. And we get the lightsaber duel in the dark. So you can see the little lightsabers go and for like 30 seconds. And then we cut to Reva. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. What are you cutting away from Darth Vader and Kenobi fighting to Reva slowly walking towards Luke? Ugh.
Yeah. And you could tell she's kind of hurt a little bit. And now Owen and Aunt Beru, she shows up. And then she starts telling Owen what to do. She like takes charge. I was like, I just started laughing.
Yeah, me too.
She's like,
that was so annoying.
And he's like, oh, I'm being told to by my wife. I guess I have to listen.
And they get their little shotguns out. And they wait for Reva. Then we cut back to the fight where it's pretty even. But it's sloppy, right? Like, guys, this fight was sloppy.
Not just the choreography, which that was also not the best. The camera work was so bad. The landscape that they're fighting in, once again, is just a dark gray nothing. It's just a blur in the background.
Like jagged rocks.
There's nothing interesting about it whatsoever. And the camera is like 2 feet away from them, shaking constantly and cutting, cut to different cameras. And I'm like, I can't see what's going on.
That is, when did shooting action become shaking the camera? By the way, that's an effect that you can do. That's an effect that you can do in editing software. That's not even
it's an After Effects plugin.
Lazy. They didn't even do that effect in camera. It was done in After Effects or some piece of edit. No, I'm serious. If you look at it, it's repetitive. It's so lazy and so lame. I mean, the shaky camera was even it's an effect that they've used in commercials. The other thing is that bothered me, probably just stood out, but this is almost consistent in every episode. The dialogue is so terrible. The dialogue on the ship as they're being chased by the Star Destroyer is so, all of those pieces of dialogue were from other things.
Yes.
You can't go. You have to stay. No, I have to sacrifice myself.
I'm just getting started.
We're just getting, exactly that line from Ice Cube's son. I'm just getting started. Like, dude, this stuff is just so lame. It's just like someone trying to turn in their homework, and just get it in. And it's like, oh, this is just placeholder. I'll write better lines later. And then they never wrote better lines. It's the dialogue was terrible. And that shaky cam bug me because it's been used throughout the show, and to me just exposes Deborah Chow is not, she's not a master directress. I'm sorry, she's just not. So
yeah, she did pretty good in a okay show, and then they gave her an entire show, and maybe it was a little too early for her in her career. Maybe she should have some more time on the camera.
Well, yeah, I don't know how much time Jon Favreau's spending around set.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's a lot of time when you're bringing up an inexperienced director, you have a more experienced director and or cinematographer to mentor, to say, hey, maybe you want to do this, or how about let's try this. It's collaborative. But this was just like through and through from beginning to end, just lazy. I mean, I will say, we were talking before we went live, and there are moments in this that kind of got me, that I thought like, oh, well, that's kind of cool. Like, they should have done more of that. But then you pointed out, Gary, the one moment I liked with Vader. I mean, you see Anakin kind of exposed to the Vader helmet, and you said that's a moment from Rebels. I haven't seen Rebels.
They ripped it off straight from Rebels. And people were predicting this. Like, I think it was Ryan. Somebody on Friday Night Tights predicted, it wasn't me, that they're probably going to do the same thing that they do in Rebels. And you were right. Whoever you were right, because that's exactly what they did. I think they did the opposite side of the mask to try to really make it different.
Really?
And we saw Hayden Christensen in there.
And even that from Rebels is another rehash of Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
It's a doubling over and over. It's that repeating, the cloning. Everything is just getting diminishing returns.
Was it Az who predicted it? Then Az was right. If it was Az, then he was right. Absolutely. Thanks, Matt Guy. So before that, they're fighting, and it's just a sloppy lightsaber duel, but it's pretty even. Then Vader kicks his ass and starts fucking lift. He says to Kenobi, "I see you've gotten your strength back, but that mercy is still weakness," or something like that. And he basically digs a fucking pit and throws him in it, and then buries in it, and then walks away.
And then does the same thing everybody does, walks away.
Yeah. Well, I mean, cut somebody's head off. Okay. You're trying to finish him off. Do what Mace Windu did to Jango Fett.
Let's finish this.
And he walks away, and Kenobi's buried. And then we come back to Reva, who's after Luke, and Owen and Beru have a stormtrooper shootout. They just miss her. And they lock Luke into a room. I don't know how Beru got back, but and then Owen, is fighting her. Then we cut back. If I'm not getting this totally right, it's fine. I'm gonna unfortunately watch it again and get it my review. But it's cut between those two scenes instead of showing just the duel together. Then my favorite scene is Obi-Wan's buried under 4 tons of rocks. About 4 tons. Okay, let's say 2. Let's say 2 tons of rocks. He's buried under no oxygen, nothing. And he starts thinking about little Leia. Starts thinking about little flashes of little Leia. And then they managed to, like Garrett said, stick 1 frame of Luke in there.
Squeezed him in, the main character of Star Wars.
I thought the same thing you did. Somebody went, "Hey, we should probably put Luke in there." Maybe just not to be too.
Yeah, only if you could immediately cut right back to Leia again 5 more times.
So Obi-Wan, who's known all these people throughout his life, all these inspirations, gets out of the pit by thinking about the girl he just met, the little girl that ain't his, that he just met, and she was his inspiration to get his mojo back, baby. And he got his mojo back. He threw those 2 tons of rocks off him, and he flies out there and he kicks the shit out of Vader. He's picking up rocks. And by the way, Vader's powerful, right? He ain't Superman. Yeah. You can't have a 1,000-pound rock hurled at him and it just breaks and bounce off. I mean, what?
That scene was so cringe whenever he was throwing all those rocks and Vader was getting pelted by rocks. I was like, what is happening?
I mean,
and this is directly
or something, doing the Force.
Yeah,
it's still totally OP and just weird.
This is OP, man. This is directly against canon. in Clone Wars, not Clone Wars, Attack the Clones, whenever Yoda fought Count Dooku, he was struggling to hold up that pillar. And this is Yoda we're talking about.
Yeah.
Now we have Obi-Wan and Vader just throwing around giant pillars of rock like it's nothing. It just doesn't it doesn't track.
And I know people will bring up comics and games. They don't count. Sorry. It's got to be in the movie. It's got to be in the movie for it to count. And they've never really shown this before, and I don't count the Disney trilogy. But yeah, if like I said, if he was holding up his hand or like hitting him with his lightsaber or something like that, that would make sense. But he was like just getting hit with fucking rocks and just going, shaking it off. You know, it's all right. And then Obi-Wan cuts his mask. I mean, fucks him up and cuts his mask. And like all of a sudden you hear the same breathing sound effect from fucking Return of the Jedi. And I got so mad. I got so fucking mad.
Oh, you noticed that too. Yeah, it was annoying.
And I'm just wondering, how do they not bring any of this up? Like, how does Leia not bring up that she was kidnapped and chased around by Inquisitors and none of this?
You missed the one line. Whenever Vader's standing over the pit, he calls him Master. So that's why in A New Hope he says, "You were the Master, now I'm the Master." Yeah. That's the one line that they gave him, so it makes sense. So everybody could go, "Oh yeah, it makes sense, guys."
Except they contradict that at the end because Anakin's dead. So I guess they were trying. So Kenobi and Anakin have a conversation with half his mask cut off because they ripped it off from Rebels, and fucking Darth Vader forgives Kenobi. Like, I'm like, what? What? He goes, Anakin Skywalker's death is not your responsibility. I'm like, why would Darth Vader give a fuck? So he was still a little bit Anakin. Is that what we're supposed to assume? But then he says, Anakin's dead. I killed Anakin. And then my friend is truly dead. Right? And then he walks away. He has him dead to rights. He has him dead to rights. He can barely breathe. Like, he would have fucking just chopped his head off. He was there to kill him. He even said, like, one of us is going to die before he goes to fight. And he just fucking, it'll be fine, and walks away. And that's what I was on Twitter going, what? That is the stupidest shit I've ever fucking seen. What the fuck? People were asking me why I didn't. For some reason, I didn't want to spoil it. I don't know why. On that one instance, I didn't want to spoil it. But
this is what you get whenever you do a prequel of something. You have to let these people live. And this, whenever he was in crushed ice ship and he was like, "Master, I have to fight him. It's going to be me or him. One of us has to die." I'm like, no. Why? We all know that neither of them die. So why would you even have Obi-Wan say that?
You still got to watch Luke. He's still out there. You don't get to die. That's not your job. Your job is to live and babysit a guy who's going to quit later. Okay. Yeah, it's I don't know, Chris. What walking away? Am I wrong? Didn't he have Vader kind of dead to rights right there?
Yeah.
He was a little fucked up.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's like sort of like, back to like the 66 Adam West Batman TV series. It's like, when you put someone in a situation, you think, well, they're dispensed with, and nobody freaking, I still can't get over the two lightsabers to the chest and both live. That's just the dumbest thing, unexplained, makes no sense. Like, I don't know. God.
Now, so Kenobi walks away, just leaves. Yeah. And this is where I thought that I don't know why. I just thought they were on Tatooine. I don't know why I would assume they were on Tatooine, because it's not like they go there every time. But he gets in a ship and he takes off. And that's when he figures out Luke's in trouble, because by the way, he's like uber Jedi now. He is like Jedi God.
Super Jedi.
And he hears that Luke's in trouble. And like Reva's like feet away. So Reva defeats Owen and Beru, and Luke escapes and goes out into the desert, and she's behind him. And he climbs up a cliff, and then he falls down a cliff and he gets knocked out. Reva is like about to just take him out. She has him right there.
Yep.
So Kenobi hears this and he's like, I've got to get back. So he lands the ship, goes to the homestead, sees Lars and Owen looking for Luke, yelling for him. He's all, I'll go find him. Reva comes back holding Luke, and the spoilers were right. She couldn't kill him. So
She was good.
She's
along.
good now because she didn't kill the child to avenge the other children.
What is the motivation? I don't get it.
I can see the people at Disney Star Wars going, can we get a human being in here? I'm having a little trouble with the right wrong thing. Can we get an actual human to consult?
Just anybody off the street might know better morals than we do here. It's very confusing.
We're far too busy trolling people on Twitter and upsetting fans and calling them racist to know right from wrong, and know what we're doing. What a shitty organization. Lucasfilm, you should be ashamed of yourself. You took the golden goose and killed it and then pissed on its corpse. It's
like 8 times.
All because you are fucking thin-skinned. There's not. I gotta be quiet. I gotta make sure I don't get in trouble. Kathleen Kennedy is one of the most thin-skinned executives to ever have lived. And I don't know how she made it that far being that thin-skinned. The woman cannot take criticism, cannot handle it at all. Maybe that'll come out someday. I don't know. And she hired a bunch of thin-skinned, weak individuals who are untalented. A good, confident, talented person doesn't give a fuck. Do you think Christopher Nolan gives a fuck if somebody criticizes his movie? No, he's going to go, whatever. I am so much better than that person at directing. I am the greatest director ever. That's I respect that. No, that's what we have here. We have people like who have the fans in their head, the fans that they could have easily won over. Easily. Just do, like, you did paint by the numbers woke storytelling. Why not just do paint Star Wars storytelling? And you would have just made money. People would have loved it. Hell, I would be going, let's paint by the numbers, but at least it's Star Wars, That's
what we did with Mandalorian. It was like Mandalorian, it feels like Star Wars. It's a little key dangly, and there's a bunch of cameos every single episode, but it was okay,
It's not like
and then they screwed that up too.
Robbing Obi, I'm going to use woke language here. Robbing Obi-Wan of all of his agency for Reva and Tala and fucking Leia and like, we love Princess Leia, the Carrie Fisher one. And it's to no fault of this little girl was just hired. Her parents got her the job, whatever. Not her fault. The writing was shit. She's annoying now. She's an annoying little kid.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's and
I'm almost glad they didn't go to Luke and like follow Luke, because they probably would have made him annoying as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, people get upset about that. What does Robert Meyer Burnett say? Or it was Bob Sugar who said it's not show friends, it's show business. And we're just fans, and we're like, it's not good. I don't care if there's a kid in it. And honestly, it's, hey, I'm really sorry. You worked hard on this series. Not hard enough. Next one. Hey, I'm sure there's some people who worked on a Disney Star Wars product and worked on Top Gun Maverick. I'm sure there was some crossover, catering, whatever. Hey, did a great job with Top Gun Maverick. Fucking top-notch good shit. I think it's about to get to $1 billion and pass up Doctor Strange, which ended up on the 45-day window. It's on
100 million, man.
45 days, yeah. So hail Top Gun Maverick. But this was shit. And by the way, show's not over. We still got like 15 minutes to go.
Yeah, it ends for 20 minutes straight. Like, it was brutal going through that last half. I was like, okay, all right, let's go. Let's wrap it up.
So up to this point, I'll ask Quarter Black first. Was there anything that you liked?
There was one shot in the Vader and Obi-Wan fight where he did a cool spin. And that was it. I was like, oh, that was a cool shot. And like, the camera wasn't fully shaking at the moment. I could see it. That was it. The rest of the show was contrived, boring, try hard. and hard to see.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing I was expecting, because I'm an idiot, was that they would at least take the time to choreograph the lightsaber duels, because that's what everybody's here to see. Like that's what everybody's here to see, even though it shouldn't happen. Is completely canon shattering, and I would prefer it didn't happen. But at least you try to go, okay, well, it shouldn't happen, but man, that was a good fucking lightsaber duel. But like no, it's the worst. How about you, Chris Gore? Is there anything? I mean, like, it's okay if they rip something off you didn't know. Like, you didn't watch Rebels. I did.
Right.
If I didn't watch Rebels, I probably would have liked that scene too.
Yeah. I that was a thing I liked, was they're actually having a conversation. The part is, okay, the lightsaber duel I thought was just kind of weak and, overfilled with effects like rocks. I don't know, rocks have now become a very important part of Jedi lightsaber duels now for some reason. An ancillary weapon, who knows? I thought it was stupid. But the parts where they were talking, I liked the drama, but it didn't go anywhere, and it was a very short part. Also, as Garrett pointed out earlier, so muddy and ugly looking and dark, and part of that is to cover up bad CGI, and then the sort of the cheesy shaking the camera. Jesus, like, these are not techniques that were used in Star Wars at all. Shaking camera, right? It's ridiculous. And just bring back something like the Star Wipes. That was a Star Wars trope. I don't know why that's not like part of the style. They kind of dropped it. Like the sequels, they did it for a little bit and they forgot to do it. It's just, to me, that's just lazy and lack of attention to detail. But I like the parts where Darth Vader and Darth Vader / Anakin and Obi-Wan are talking to each other, but not the lightsaber duel, if that makes any sense. But aside from that, it's like everything else. The other thing I did like, though, is, did you notice that they finally used like Leia's theme and Vader's theme? Like, they did it. Not for long, but it's like, oh yeah, this makes it feel like a Star Wars, something Star Wars.
A little bit.
When you music themes a little bit, yeah. But for the most part, that was it for me.
I was talking about this to Garrett, because he tweeted out that the music sucked, and I totally agree. But when they did the Darth Vader theme, which they should have just done all over this series, it sounded like one of those, you'll remember this, Chris, one of those knockoff soundtracks you get back in the 80s, like the Star Wars music, and that's what it was called. And it was like some
royalty-free Star Wars music,
East Orchestra vinyl that you would get, because you couldn't afford, or you couldn't find, or they would just hope you didn't care. They did that with the Blade Runner soundtrack.
It's like they play the theme, but every other note is slightly different.
Yeah,
got to get away from that copyright.
But they should have done that. Yeah, I would say seeing Hayden Christensen under the mask was kind of cool for a second, until he started talking, forgiving fucking. He's Darth Vader. I don't want him to go, "It's not your fault."
Yeah,
it's not your fault.
Again, the dialogue.
He would be going, "It's all your fault." He's a dark side user. And for why did I just say Logan? For Kenobi to feel bad about that after all this time, it's understandable to feel bad, right? But what an inexperienced Jedi. Part of being a Jedi is being strong of mind. So I'll use an AA reference. I sponsored people. People sponsored me. I went back out. I didn't fucking blame my sponsor. It's not my sponsor's fault if I go out and pick up drugs again, and yeah, you're a human being as a sponsor. When that happens to one of your sponsees, it feels terrible. It feels fucking terrible. But we're taught to not blame ourselves for that. It's okay to feel terrible, but it ain't my fault. That was that person's decision.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what Kenobi should have been, as a fucking master Jedi, general of armies, going, I feel bad. He was my friend, but ultimately it was his fucking decision. There's a point he's got to get to that. And I could see them struggling with that for a little while, but needing fucking Anakin's forgiveness. Fuck that. No way. Fuck that shit. I hated that scene.
Here's the thing about this whole part of their dialogue and emotion, right? It's a retread of the same thing we saw in Revenge of the Sith. That was what that's what the Mustafar battle was about them two fighting, coming to grips with that, And then at the end, Obi-Wan, we all know it. He has that monologue about, you were my brother, Anakin. I loved you. You were the chosen one. That's what that was. And we just did that again with worse dialogue, which is crazy because George wrote the other dialogue. But this is worse. And it's the only reason that it works in any way is you're like, these are the two actors that played the characters before. It makes me think, oh, this is the same. It's not. It's just them retreading it and then handing it back to you. We keep seeing this with Disney Star Wars. They have no creativity. There is nothing new. They just keep rehashing the same thing, and it's getting worse and worse. Like, if you just take the music, take everything, all other context away, just the music, how they use the music throughout this show, it is so bad. And starting from frame one with just the Star Wars logo, it has bland music.
Mhm.
They take the Star Wars and put it side by side, which is a different. Right. That's not right. Right? It's a completely different Star Wars. Not the same music, not the same look. Then they go to the Kenobi. I know John Williams wrote it, but it's, I don't know if he's getting older or whatever, but it's just not. It just doesn't punch like it used to. And just that one aspect of the show is lacking. And then not to mention all the other aspects that we were talking about. But man, it just does not feel like Star Wars anymore.
Well, they have no respect for the old material that they bought. They just thought, it's a brand, we can slap anything on it, we'll put anything into it, and these people show up.
The Star Wipes, man. Like, that is, why would you not do that? That's just like a fundamental misunderstanding of what like makes Star Wars feel like Star Wars. Is that kind of stuff. The music being forefront in the storytelling, the dialogue,
yes.
Not using Garrett, that is just an insult.
Exactly. I can't emphasize that enough. It's the music. It's it's all of that attention to detail, and the fact that they're not doing even the base level thing that you should do, that you see in fan films. Fan films will pay attention to those kinds of details, the ones you just mentioned. And I just think that so much of the show, just now that we've seen all the episodes, just looked cheap. There was a shot on the starship, the Star Cruiser, whatever, as they're trying to escape the Death Star, and little Leia gets up from the chair. It's a freaking chair that like wobbled when she got off the chair. And I'm like, did they just set a chair against a wall and she got off? And it looks so like, it didn't look like, like a starship where you'd sit and you'd have seat, belts or something for safety. It didn't look like lived in. It just was like a freaking IKEA chair against a wall. Okay, now that I pointed it out, go back and watch, because I watched it twice and I'm like, they're just putting chairs.
Find it, please.
They're just putting chairs against the wall. Like, I'm like, this is how lazy the set dressing is. So
we're not even. The more I think about it, we're not at. I don't know what the worst part is, but this might be one of them. All right, so Reva doesn't kill Luke Skywalker, but she knows. So we're going on assumption here, because they never tell us if she knows Luke is Darth Vader's son, is Anakin Skywalker's son, and Leia is Anakin Skywalker's daughter. So she lays him down in the sand. Owen and Beru pick him up without even a fuck to give about Obi-Wan, who's standing right there, and they just take off. So Obi-Wan talks to Reva, and I'm thinking, okay, this is where he kills her. He's like, you did a good thing, but you know what has to happen now. And she goes, I understand. And then he chops her fucking head off with a lightsaber while they're away. No. He's like, we're cool. You totally know Luke and Leia, and you got to go find your own path now. I'm going to fuck off over there. All right, high five. See you later. That's what they fucking do. I'm like, what?
Reva spinoff, everybody.
Reva spinoff confirmed, and she knows. She fucking knows. And she's like, what if she gets caught? What if she gets tortured? What if she decides to turn again? She's not really stable. Obi-Wan's a fucking idiot.
Moron. Freaking moron.
But that
like, after that, they should have had Owen just walk back up with the gun and jump.
That would have gave her character some meaning. And that was the story I always had in my head. If Obi-Wan is there, and the reason he dropped the Jedi moniker is because he would have to do some pretty fucked up shit to protect Luke. Like somebody accidentally finds out, it might even be a friend of his, and he has to go, bruh, we had some good times together, going to Mos Eisley, you know, drinking some blue milk, but you're dead now. You know, like that's understandable. That would have been kind of cool, kind of westerny, samurai-y, something like that. Ronin.
I mean, he chopped off some random guy's arm in a cantina to protect Luke. Okay, so he's like ready to do some stuff, and it would have been cool to see that. But no, just let Reva just walk right away after she was about to murder him, shot up the Owen farmstead, chop people's hands off, like countless evil things she's done.
How are you good? Oh, she's good now. Go back and go, you know what? Fuck it. I changed my mind again. I'm going to go kill him.
Yeah.
How do you know this?
And okay, what happens at the end of the show? Does Obi-Wan leave? Because it seems like he's like packing up his stuff and he's leaving again.
Leaves again. That's what I'm like. What? Just to say goodbye to Leia, he goes to fucking Alderaan. So, Grand Inquisitor, Darth Vader work at the Trans-American building together. They probably saw all the information that the former Inquisitor that they were following, that was their big plan, knows. So at this point, Darth Vader should know that Luke is his son. At the very least, Leia might be a connection to him, and it's connected to Bail Organa, and there's a connection with Bail Organa and Obi-Wan. And he fucking goes to Alderaan to go see Bail Organa to say goodbye, and like, nope, they don't know. They don't know. It makes no fucking sense.
Where's the Empire? Where is the Empire? What are they doing?
I wonder why they fell. They're fucking morons. They're not impressive at all at this point. They must have contracted out the Death Star, right? It wasn't even their plans in the first place.
No.
Yeah, they're stupid.
Whenever they were chasing Crushed Ice's ship, and the Grand Inquisitor was like, "Hey, we should follow these guys and crush them," because they're part of this whole underground faction that we need to take care of. And then Darth Vader's like, "No, we got to go after Kenobi," and they turn the entire Star Destroyer to go after Kenobi. I'm like, don't you have like a ship or something that could continue to follow, or like something? Like there's no capability of the Star Destroyer to separate a smaller ship to follow this. Like you take a Grand Inquisitor, didn't he have a ship?
But wait, okay, I've watched Star Wars. Don't Star Destroyers have TIE fighters? Like,
right.
Yeah. TIE fighters? Wouldn't
giant
they be
cannons
sent after the other ship, or
the giant cannons? They're just shooting into random space. Like, what are you doing?
Kenobi was being chased by this. They weren't even. It was so fucking low effort. It was just the ship was going zoom, zoom, like, zoom, zoom, zoom. We'll wait till he gets to the planet.
Yeah, we'll get it. We'll get
it. A bunch of fucking guns on this battleship, and you're just trying to take out one little ship.
What is the targeting ship like system? Is it run by a blind man? What is going on?
It's run by.
And then I love like it also. Then it cut.
He's probably running it.
It cut back to the people that are inside of that ship, and it's supposed to be like, oh man, there's a Star Destroyer following us. There's Darth Vader on the ship. Oh my gosh! But everybody's just kind of calmly sitting around, like they're on the bus.
So
it's like,
Chris,
there's no emotion here.
You brought this up before. Back to this ending scene with little Princess Leia, who tells Bail Organa, "We're gonna have to make some changes around here." And he goes, "Okay."
Oh my God.
And it's
Let's
like,
do it together.
So she's supposed to be 10, but this is not a 10-year-old girl. This is clearly like an 8. It's like she still has toddler teeth, right? So younger, 8. I mean,
I think we looked it up. She was 8 or 9 when they shot this. I want to say 8. Yeah, I mean, I have kids. You have kids. Like we all have kids, right? So like we know what a 10-year-old looks like, and she does not look like that a 10-year-old.
That is not a 10-year-old. Not a 10-year-old by any means. 7 or 8, probably around 8. But also, like that tells me that they cast young because there's going to be a season 2.
Oh my God! How?
That's why they cast young, because kids grow up. Remember Lost. Remember Walt in Lost, that little boy. And then he was like little in the pilot and then grew up real quick. And then they had to write him out of the show because he just got too big, but that tells me they're going to do a season 2 is because of Leia.
Or they want to have a little Leia show.
Reva spinoff. I think it's Reva spinoff and Leia. Reva and Leia team up.
Buddy cop through space.
Yeah, it's I hope they make the Reva series. Please
Do it.
please make it. It will hasten the demise has happened. It's I don't know how you feel, Chris, but I know Garrett mentioned it, and I say I see this as an observer. I mean, I am impressed like how much Disney fucked this up, man. It's funny, but I'm not upset. I'm like not mad. It's fucking hilarious how incompetent they are, and I plan to point it out as much as possible because they've treated fans like shit, and they deserve it. It's just as simple as that. No healthy franchise has a split fandom and then tries to fan the fucking flames and gaslight them on Twitter. So yeah, you get what you deserve. So Obi-Wan gives little Leia a hug and leaves and goes back to the job that he barely escaped completely fucking up. It wasn't of any of his doing, by the way.
Yeah, he didn't do anything.
Like Owen held his own. Reva decided not to kill Luke. And we get another shot of Vader and the Emperor, and the Emperor is like, "Are you sure you still don't have feelings for your old master?" He goes, "No, he means nothing to me." Okay, that's it. Then it goes dun 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 dun. It was supposed to be some like big thing, and I'm like,
oh,
I knew that already. These are things I knew already. So then Kenobi makes it back to Tatooine, says goodbye to his little cave, meets Owen, meets Luke. But the meeting is, "Hello there." And that's it. It just cuts away. He hands him the ship, we assume. Then he's riding back into the desert, and who's in the middle of the fucking desert? Qui-Gon Jinn. Just standing there.
Did you look closely at him? I felt for a second that might have been a deep fake. Like I'm looking at him like Liam Neeson did not look good in that. Like I guess age.
It looked kind of strange.
It looked, there was something weird about it. He just wasn't on screen long enough to really study. I'll have to look back or freeze frame or whatever, but like he did not look good. So there you go.
Yeah, he goes, "Master Qui-Gon, I've been trying to reach you," something like that. He's all, "I've been here the whole time. Come on, we got a long way to go." The end.
Now, what pisses me off about this, as like a EU fan, is Qui-Gon. It is explained that Qui-Gon is not able to like make a corporeal form. He can only communicate through his voice because he was like one of the first Jedis to like figure this out. So they completely destroy canon right here again in the last frames of the show and show. I mean, I know it's because you want to re-show his, like you could have done a voice. That would have been great to kind of just tease it and be like, "Oh, what could be? We'll never know. Let's never see it ever. Please, God." But then they had to put him there and break it again because they just don't give a crap about any actual storytelling of Star Wars.
No. And that was such like, I remember reading it in the Revenge of the Sith novelization, Yoda mentioning I've been communing with Qui-Gon. I was like, whoa.
Yes.
But yeah, like you would have thought he would have had so much more to say that other than "I've been here all along. We've got somewhere to go." It's like, yeah, bro. Sorry, I was wrong about the Chosen One thing. It's like way off on that one. My bad.
Turns out it's Rey.
Yeah.
It's this Rey character in the future.
Yeah, it's
why would he not just go, "Hey, Qui-Gon, where the fuck you been, dude?" Like, there's a bunch of stuff I've been trying to help. Like, I need help, bro. Now you just show up at the end. God, screw off.
No, it wasn't good. So we'll get to some of your questions here. But okay. Do you really think there's going to be a season 2, Chris?
A season 2 of some sort, or a sort of like a almost kind of sequel. It won't be called Obi-Wan. It could be the Reva show, and little Leia will be back. They're good. It just seems like little Leia is something that seems pushed by Kathleen Kennedy, right? So I think they'll be in some form, not a direct sequel per se, but a sequel in that timeline / recent events connected to that. I think
kind of what they did with
Obi-Wan,
Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, kind of like that. It'll be like a Star Wars mishmash show, you know? But yeah, no, I do think that I think we're going to see these characters return, but it probably won't be called Kenobi. I mean, maybe it'll be a Darth Vader show. I mean, frankly, I just think from the beginning, they just should have done a Darth Vader show with him hunting Jedi. Like that would have been interesting. None of this Inquisitor stuff, just Vader doing this because he's on a personal mission and that they're outlawed in the galaxy and wiping them out, like that would have been interesting. So
Force users,
maybe they
doing Empire shit,
Yeah, Empire stuff happening and intrigue and more Emperor stuff and like that's a world that interests me. It reminds me of I don't know if you ever played or maybe anyone in the chat played those old LucasArts X-Wing games. X-Wing, they did like X-Wing, B-Wing, those games were so good. And the game that they did that was the best one was called TIE Fighter, which was basically all of the key battles of the original Star Wars trilogy from the point of view of the Empire. And it was awesome. It was so good because it was like the other side of the story and saying these evil rebels and like what they're doing. And it was so great. I'm like, why don't they just do a show like that? That may, in fact, I mean, Gary, you've speculated that they're just going to remake Star Wars. That could be a way, that could be almost a way for them to remake it, is you just remake it, but from the other team, right? Like could be interesting. I don't know. I mean, I have no faith that the current people in charge of creative
they kind of did that in Battlefront, back in the original Battlefront games, where you went through the battles as the 501st. So you were clone troopers, and then you were stormtroopers, and you kind of went through all of those iconic battles.
I'm sure you could look up on YouTube all the cut scenes from TIE Fighter, but they're really good. It's like Emperor, is in it, and all these other characters, and they're just, new commanders and generals, and they're talking about what the nonsense that the rebels are doing, and let's get them. I mean, but I have no faith. I mean, look at what we've seen, right? I just have no faith. I have faith in Jon Favreau, right? But I feel like he's got his balls in some kind of vice where he has to do certain things. I mean, look, Gina Carano would never have been fired if Jon Favreau had real power, right? And I don't think he does.
No,
so it's unfortunate. Creatively, yes, but I'm sure that there's some professional jealousy on the part of Kathleen Kennedy, because the best thing Star Wars that's come out since Disney purchased the property has come from Jon Favreau, not any of the people involved in JJ and all this. I mean, look at the Star Wars sequel trilogy. I mean, there's a lot of disagreement about it. There's almost no disagreement about that Episode 9 is garbage and is a disgrace to the legacy of these, what could have been like it could be a great icing on the cake, and it failed on every level possible. And
you're never going to get it back. You're never going to get it back because Carrie Fisher's gone. Peter Mayhew's gone. There's so many people that are not here that you just can't do it again. They had one shot and they screwed it up.
Exactly. There was so much goodwill. People were so ready for the sequels when The Force Awakens came out, and they blew it. They blew it on that first movie and divided fandom with Last Jedi, and then shit the bed on the last movie where it's like, okay, we all agree this is garbage. And I don't know, is Star Wars really even a film franchise now? It's very expensive to make and market. I don't know. This Taika Waititi rumored thing. I mean, I say rumored only because how many announcements have not come true? How many? There was going to be a Lando movie. There was going to be a sequel to Solo. There was going to be there's
a Lando show now? Question mark.
Lando show? Question mark. I don't know.
It's like there is something though about Star Wars. Like we were just at Fan Expo, and it's clear that Star Wars is still it's the top dog whenever you look at everybody there, right? The costumes that everybody wears. There's a lot of Star Wars. Right. If you see the booths, there's a lot of Star Wars. So people still like Star Wars, but it's all old Star Wars.
Yeah.
There's a random a costume from one of the new trilogies here and there, and there's definitely some Mandalorians, but the majority of it is classic Star Wars costumes.
Right.
Yeah, pop culture's been around long enough to it's been around since the early 1900s. Okay, so it's been around for a long time. To where we see cycles. So we're in the cycle of Star Wars where people like and Eric's brought this up, and I brought it up in my comic shop because I would see people start to dip out of comics for whatever reason. You see people cycle out, and it turns into, I love the idea of comics, but I don't love them anymore. And I think that's where Star Wars fandom is. They love the idea of Star Wars, the ideal of George Lucas's Star Wars, but they don't love Star Wars anymore. And it's just getting to their point of letting go. I think this super chat is so spot on. Riva will be the Ranger of the New Republic. We'll take Nina Karate. They'll just aid her a little bit. Or not. It doesn't matter.
Who cares anymore?
Who gives a shit? They didn't care about fucking Anakin, and I think that's funny. That is great. But one more thing from the show. Obi-Wan has a little conversation with little Leia, tells her about her mom, about her parents, right in front of her adopted parents. Totally inappropriate conversation. Absolutely inappropriate conversation.
Were we aware that Leia knew that she was adopted? What if she didn't know? She's
adopted, but now she's exactly. Like Leia looks like this. Leia is curious. She's going to go on the internet, the Empire internet. It's probably pretty
HoloNet. It's the HoloNet.
Yeah, the HoloNet, and she's going to go and look up her fucking parents. That's what she's going to do. She's going to figure it out. If she could figure out how to open a 3-foot metal door on her own. she's probably an awesome hacker too. Whatever. It was just one dumb thing after another that made no sense. And it was just we need to hit beats. So it was like a manufactured pop song that needs to hit certain beats, except it sucked. It was bad.
Like manufactured pop songs.
Like manufactured pop music. Like pop music. Oh, let's go to this one right here. Liam Neeson's chin for $10. Thank you. I would like to officially apologize to the rest of my cringy cameo, cringy cameo. I was totally against it, so that is why I refuse to appear. That is a stunt chin under the fake beard. So his chin did not appear.
I'm glad you had your morals in the right area.
Yeah, I heard your chin had
your
a special set of skills. Sorry. I won't do that again. I will not do that again. I'm assuming that was Liam Neeson, right? But he didn't, he had a wig on.
Not a very good wig.
But I don't know now. I mean, do they just deep fake everything? I don't freaking know.
I think that was him. I mean, Liam Neeson still looks not
sure
horrible.
He'd be in it. I'm sure
if you put beard and a wig on him, you could cover up most of that.
It didn't do anything for me. I'll just say that. I was like, I knew it was coming. I mean, everybody knew it was coming. It's just we're going to put him right at the end. Okay.
Yeah. Again, detached. Completely detached. Like, I can't believe that I watched Qui-Gon Jinn on screen and I felt nothing. Like, that is insane for me. Like, I would have freaked out 10 years ago. I'm like, oh my God, this is everything I asked for.
It literally felt like they're just like, well, the internet wants this, put it in. And there was no story reason for it. Made no sense. Didn't need it. Doesn't matter. Like,
honestly, it would have been better if Obi-Wan just walked off into the desert alone.
Yeah.
It would have been better.
After killing Riva.
Yes.
Exactly. That would have been great. But just
because she knows
looking
too
at
much.
it just shows me that, and this has come up before, I brought it up, but it's worth noting because having seen all 6 of these episodes, Star Wars is just influenced by previous Star Wars.
Yep.
Right. What you mentioned earlier about the, Dallas and whatnot. To me, all of that has to do with the fact that Star Wars is a franchise that's multi-generational. It's also something where, parents very proudly, especially dads, are like, when are my kids going to be old enough so I can show them Star Wars and try to make my child understand why this is so meaningful to my life? You've got, so it's multi-generational. So of course conventions this franchise has survived. But the current shepherd of the franchise, the people at Lucasfilm have just done I don't know. I just think that they've just done a terrible job of respecting the legacy of the show. And I think people just accept it now. It's like, well, it's just more Star Wars. It's more Star Wars is good. No, it's not, because I feel like it's ruining the legacy. But yeah, Liam Neeson in that final scene was just why? Pointless. Didn't matter. And Garrett, you pointed out, you felt nothing. That's not how you're supposed to feel when you cry motherfucking Jin. Come on, man.
Right.
Come on, man.
Should be freaking out.
So,
like, oh my God, they did it. They brought him back. I get to see him again. Like he's communing with Kenobi, but I just felt nothing, just sad. No. Going back to the con though, you know who I didn't see? I didn't see any Revas. No Reva.
Nope.
And there was enough time to put together a Reva costume. For a cosplayer, they could put together a Reva costume, but nobody gave a crap.
Okay. Center negative for $19.99. Thank you very much. I feel like this was brought up on Friday Night Tights or somewhere before, but Disney's long-term goal seems clear. A complete reboot of the original trilogy in their own design and full erase of George Lucas's legacy in 5 to 10 years' time. They'll drop a new Star Wars. Yeah, I've been saying that since I started this. This is like the one thing that I've repeated since my first fucking podcast on this channel. They are going to remake the original trilogy. That they're going to get to a point where they have to. It's the only card they have left to play. I think there is they could do a Darth Vader show still. I think they still could do a Darth Vader show. They probably will.
Yeah. It's the only thing I could see them doing.
It should be. But what Chris brought up? What do you have for films now? Where's your trilogy? Where's your next $1 billion trilogy? No Star Wars movie is making $1 billion right now. I'll say I've no doubt in my mind. Taika Waititi's Star Wars will have original characters. Rogue Squadron never going to come out. I don't think it's ever going to come out. Or Rian Johnson's trilogy. But if they do, with new characters, are they going to make $1 billion each? No, hell no. That's why they're not releasing movies right now. You want to know why Disney isn't releasing any Disney Star Wars movies? Because they know they won't do well. That's exactly why Paramount isn't releasing any Star Trek movies, because they won't do well. Remember, Kenobi in its first day was the most watched over a 5-day period, was the most watched. These are Roku numbers, so they're not all the numbers. Most watched premiere on Disney Plus. First day, 380,000 views. Not 3 million, not 4 million, 380,000 views. Now, over a 5-day period, it got way past 1 million, might be a couple, 3 million, but that was it. Like, they're not even 3 million isn't much for how much money they're putting into these series. They are losing fucking money right now. This is all investor money. Hit shows get 10 million people watching them. I guarantee you there's a lot of fucking people watching Stranger Things. A lot.
Yeah.
You could tell it's out there in the ether. People are excited about it. People were very happy, including yours truly, with the last season.
Oh, dude, me too.
Good. I enjoyed it.
Great.
And Star Wars, Kenobi is still was when it premiered, it was the 4th most popular thing. And now, I will count the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial, which was probably the biggest thing, to be honest with you. That thing was huge entertainment.
Massive
value. Star Wars was 4th. That is terrible. That is failure, top to bottom. Fire the caterers, fire the janitors, fire everybody. But they're not going to, because when you hire on identity, very tough to fire on identity. These are political positions. They are not it's not a meritocracy. These aren't this isn't based on talent, because it ain't there. It just ain't there. If it hurts your feelings, get better. That's all.
Hashtag be better.
Be better. You like to write that in your fucking scripts on Marvel shit. Sarcastic warlock. I've overcome myself, the sufferer. I carried my own ashes to the mountains. I invented a brighter flame for myself. Friedrich Nietzsche. Star Wars forgot the hero's journey. Well said. Absolutely well said.
Well said, man.
Not forgot.
Sure.
Hate it. They don't like it. It was not forgotten. It was ignored.
It's antithetical to their worldview.
Yep. The hero's journey is the patriarchy to them. Absolutely the patriarchy. And this is why a lot of us bring up the woke stuff, mostly because nobody else will even approach the subject, right? When it's obvious. These are political decisions. And then there's all the other stuff. There's the actual politics, office politics, marketing morons getting involved, multiple producer. No, as actually entertainment isn't directed anymore. It's not created. It's produced. There's a big difference. And unless you have a producer that has directed before, that has created something, that was a writer. Otherwise, you just got people who are really good at connecting people, being money people, now making creative decisions and are not very good at it. And that's just a guess. But I think I'm in the neighborhood on that one.
Yeah, pretty close.
Jason Van Cleve for $10. Qui-Gon Jinn always gave me a diddler vibes. Is this Nick Rekieta?
Oh. Come on. That hurts, bro.
Nick Rekieta says Jedi groomers, and I'm starting to agree with him. I was really thrown off how Darth Vader doesn't sense anything ever. Yeah, so you're supposed to be able to sense other Force users. Like,
yep,
I sense something I haven't felt since that time we were on that planet we fought for the second time.
That bland planet.
Yeah. Even the old movies, he is with Leia, nothing. Yeah. Well, because in the old movies, the Force isn't really strong with her. It isn't. It's Disney who has amped her up, right?
Yeah.
Luke might train her later. She's awfully old by the she's in her mid-20s, almost pushing 30, mid-20s.
Yeah.
She was 19 when she was filming.
And they said Anakin was old when he was like 12.
Yep. But I think you have to be like a trained up Jedi. That's what I always assumed. I don't know. I didn't read all the books. I've read a lot of the comics. The Marvel comics fuck with the lore quite a bit, but they're awesome. I love them to death. They were so good. You know what? That is one Star Wars thing. I still have my Marvel Star Wars comics somewhere. Haven't cracked them open in a long time. Exactly. He and Filoni never said a thing in Gina Carano's defense. I want to point out that. And thank you very much, Jason Van Cleve, for the $10. I appreciate it, but I just wanted to show that. Yeah. Filoni is a company stooge, straight up. I've always felt he was. He was involved creatively in this show. Am I right?
Oh, in this show?
Pretty sure he was.
I don't know.
As a producer or something. Well, he broke his own fucking lore, or he ripped himself off. I mean, that is the cheapest. This isn't like paying homage. This is you creatively ripped yourself off. You took a huge, especially to the Ahsoka Tano fans, you took an emotionally impactful scene and just carbon copied it for Kenobi. That's yeah. I think that's hackery in my opinion. Gina Carano's awesome, by the way. Got to spend some time with her. Cool beans. Oh, look at this. We got a quartering in here. Hang on. I just saw
a quartering appears.
Well, I don't know if it's actually him because I see a beard there. So it might not. Oh, it is the quartering. What's up?
What's up, bro?
What's up, brother? Yeah. I mean, I'll still hang with you, but I wouldn't let my kid near you right now.
No, dude. No.
Just kidding. Hey, buy Coffee Brand Coffee. He owns his own company, and the more coffee in the world, the better. Our good friend Adam Krigler has a wonderful blend of coffee, and we love Adam. We love Jeremy from the Quartering. Stop swatting him, by the way. That's kind of fucked up. He's got dogs and a wife, and it was really messed up what happened to him. But hail, Jeremy! Thank you for the $50. Try Nerdrotic coffee, all hail private blend, and then some delicious Coffee Brand tea and hot cocoa.
Yeah.
Dynamic duo. Hail. This is how you do it.
That is the way.
The more coffee in the world, the better. Thank you, Jeremy. Appreciate you, man. Got to change that logo now. Last beard standing. That's right.
Well,
I said, hey, 1,000 orders of Nerdrotic blend. I'll shave something, but not my beard. No. It's an up and coming channel. If you haven't subscribed to Jeremy from the Quartering, please do. Please do. I read that one. Cold Deck 45 for 5 Canadian pesos. I'm pissed at how much potential. Oh God, I hate it when it just disappears on me like that. That was not fair. Now I got to go find it.
Don't you just love YouTube?
It just disappeared on me.
Isn't it great?
I'll find it and I'll read that again.
Dave Filoni not involved. He's not a producer, at least.
So he wasn't involved. Okay.
He is not in the list here. No.
Well, then they ripped off Dave Filoni. I'm trying to find that super chat again. There it is. Okay. So Favreau is just executive producer, or is he producer?
Let me see. It says series produced by and a whole list. I don't even see Jon Favreau in here.
Yeah, this was Deborah Chow's baby.
Deborah Chow. There she is.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a crap ton of them.
And her career is done. I don't know if they didn't give her enough time. I know how Marvel stuff is run. Not really, I don't have any inside info on the Disney Star Wars stuff. Can't imagine it's that different. It sounds like a horrible bureaucratic place to work. And that's what Disney Marvel is right now. Like just filled with show notes and writers who leave and first drafts that get run with. Miss Marvel.
So what it seems like, so Kathleen Kennedy basically killed Star Wars. Then they brought in Jon Favreau, said, hey, have this TV show, whatever, the brand's basically dying. And then he made it a success again. Everybody came back. And then they took it back away from him, and now they gave it to her for this show. So he's not involved with this at all. I don't know why I assumed he was.
Yeah, I did too. Well, it shows. Maybe
it does.
Deborah Chow was like the anointed one after The Mandalorian. Like people were just singing her praises, and like the episodes she directed were okay. I mean, like I had no problem with them.
I thought she was pretty good too.
She might be fine, and we were wrong. We were all wrong. She can't direct action for shit. So maybe she needs.
Sorry.
No.
I just want to point out that it doesn't seem like Deborah Chow has watched what influenced Star Wars to get here. Has she ever seen The Searchers? With John Wayne. Has she ever seen an old Flash Gordon or Buck Rogers serial? Has she ever seen like this? Yeah, Hidden Fortress, or just the things that came before this, or samurai movies, or anything starring Toshiro Mifune. Like it would be to me, if you're a director embarking on this, you want to look at not just the source material, but what influenced the source material. And that's what made Star Wars was so unique when it originally came out in the 70s, is it was influenced by all this cinema that came before it. And what this current incarnation, this sort of copy of a copy of a copy is just influenced by previous Star Wars, including shows like Rebels and whatever, which, I didn't watch. I know, I'm sure it's a crime, but I only care really. Yeah. I mean, I only really care about the movies, as far as I only care about the movies. These TV shows, it's like, okay, I'll check them out. Are they worth, like Kenobi's that, I finished it. What can I say? I watched it. I suffered with you all, but it doesn't feel like, how parts of Star Wars felt like a Western, but then it felt like so many different classic genres. And this just feels like a copy of shit that's been done better, everywhere else. Like, especially, oh my God, I can't get over that fucking chair Leah was sitting on. Oh my God. A little kid can't get up.
I couldn't find it. It's like a very specific scene.
Is it in the finale?
No, it's in this episode, as the ship is, they're trying to get away from the Star Destroyer, which takes so long. I'm like, are the Imperials this incompetent? I mean, at least Han Solo was smart. It's like, I'm going to come right at it, dodge all the lasers, and I'm just going to land on the ship. and I'm going to float away with the garbage. There's no clever. The whole thing is, well, they just can't hit it. It's like, are their shields that good? Didn't they use a tractor beam? Didn't they use a tractor beam? So didn't they use a tractor beam at the very beginning of Star Wars Episode 4? And they caught that ship and pulled it in. What that? I mean, they should have mentioned something, you know, like, I don't know, I'm sending a signal to disengage a tractor beam, or like, or just something. Jesus, like, you know, and look, people can say it's nitpicking. People can say, they can label this a lot of things, but you know, if I was in the writer's room, or at least there was someone in the writer's room that thought about these things more deeply, because certainly George Lucas really thought about these things deeply. You know, when he was creating the original Star Wars, you've got all these toys and you're not playing it with them correctly. I mean, even as a kid, when I played Star Wars with my friends, we would call each other out if they weren't doing it right. Do you know what I'm talking about? I'm serious. Right. It's like, no, that doesn't happen. Your arm is chopped off. You wouldn't be bleeding because it cauterizes the. I mean, this is just basic stuff. I'm just so annoyed that it was just like they just crapped it out. And God, that chair thing is annoying.
I do see it. There's a shot of Obi-Wan Kenobi getting up off of the chair and it bounces too.
Yeah. It's just,
so what they are is like they're little benches. They might be connected, but they look like fucking chairs. They are just straight up.
Like they just look like folding chairs or like.
I'll show you. Hang on.
It's just so bad. And I'm just like, that I'm even noticing it. You know, it's not like a stormtrooper hitting his head on a door, right? Like, okay, this is, and the other thing is, people for years didn't figure that out. It's because there's so much going on, you don't even notice it. But that I'm noticing it just shows there's a lack of what I would call lack of dynamism. You know, there's just nothing. Look at those chairs; they're just stacked against a wall. And are they space chairs? I don't know. They don't look like space chairs.
Yeah, God forbid that ship shakes at all, because everybody's going to be fucking jelly. There's no like.
It makes no sense.
Yeah, you put straps on. Yeah, like this is.
They're just sitting on it like it's a bus, like it's a city bus.
Bus. Yeah, and I understand
when there's a Star Destroyer following them.
Yeah,
sandbag on it. So annoying. I mean, they couldn't throw a sandbag on it. I'm just
right. This is $1 billion corporation that paid billions of dollars to Star Wars for Star Wars to just be cheap with it, with the Kenobi show, with their Kenobi show.
Insane.
Not their Andor show, their Kenobi show.
Right.
Like, if this is the quality we're getting with the Kenobi, think about the quality we're going to get with the Andor show. Man, it's going to be so bad. And like Deborah Chow, going back to like talking about her, I don't know if it's even her that's bad. I think the common denominator is Lucasfilm. Because, I mean, she's directed great shows, like Better Call Saul, American Gods, Mr. Robot, like shows that are universally liked and loved. And she's not good in this situation.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it's got to be Lucasfilm.
Like Rian Johnson directed a good episode of Breaking Bad. So, I mean.
And I liked Looper. I thought that was a good movie.
But you have a creative control over that she clearly just didn't have, and it goes back to what Chris Gore said. Star Wars is a very specific brand, and it has very specific influences from George Lucas, and that's the thing you need to study as a creator, right? If you are a creator worth your salt and you're getting into waters you're not like super familiar with or comfortable with, then make yourself familiar with that shit, right? I don't think it's that hard. I approach a video. Every time I approach a video, like it's like I try as much as possible to double check my references, to show where I got my references, to explain things as best as I can. Not always perfect, but I take a ton of time doing that, dude. Like, do that as a creator. It will show. And we just don't have that. We don't have I don't know about Deborah Chow, but with a lot of people working at Marvel, a lot of the new people, they don't read. They don't read books. They don't read comic books, and they're not like uber film fans. They're not like that's what
That's insane to me.
Tarantino was a massive film fan. George Lucas was just a fan of a bunch of stuff. Like, you see it. Not just I want to go to art school and be a director because it looks fun, and I've watched
I'd like
Clueless
to be
3 times,
famous.
and I want to be famous for being an artist instead of I want to be an artist. I want to be an artist. And it's a huge difference.
That's the magic. That's what makes things great. And we've lost a lot of that. It's still out there, but it's just so hard to find these days.
Well, now the easiest way is I am a activist director because I changed my profile picture on Twitter and I hold up a sign once in a while and make videos, vapid videos. Charisse M for $5. Thank you. First timer here. Oh, welcome.
Hey.
Really, the amount of mental gymnastics these newer fans are making to defend Kenobi is spirit shattering, to be honest. Yeah, Charisse, and thank you for being here. I mean, like, it's old hat for me. I'm seeing it from Marvel and Disney, Star Wars right now, like, as we speak. And, fans want to be fans. That part I understand. The other part is I think there's a lot of new people, or there's adults who are children, who are just grown ass children who can't handle dissent or people being critical of the thing they love because they identify too much with it. I don't know. You can like really love something. Like if somebody comes out and says like, I think Lord of the Rings is dog shit, I'm going to go, all right, well, we're not going to talk about Lord of the Rings.
That's just like your opinion, man.
I think you're wrong as hell, but that's your opinion. Some people don't like the fantasy. Oh, it's all the walking and the eagles and fucking whatever. But I'm not going to make 20 videos on that person because it's an individual. It's a fan going after the company that came in, bought all this, bought the franchises that we made valuable and then pissed on us. Yeah. I'm going to come after that every single time because we wake more people up to it. Then things change. Things don't change if we just walk away and do nothing. Walking away and doing nothing is why the country is in the shape it's in right now. Country, Hollywood, culture, freaking public schools, you name it. People walking away, being apathetic created this, including yours truly. So that's why we speak up. I just do it with pop. Sigma Comics for $10 says from typos to lack of knowledge substance in movies, comics, news, everywhere, there's a generational and cultural problem. Yes, there is. Today it's quota over talent. F that. Here comes Calico 5 on Indiegogo. There you go. Prioritize the quality. I appreciate it. Thank you for the $10. Sigma Comics. A Ruddick for $5. Hail, how much longer will it need to fail before we see change in the right direction? I think we already are seeing the change. Like that's already happening. It's a very ground level right now. But the pendulum, I would argue, is well beyond starting to swing and is deep into the swing.
Yeah, we're on the way back.
Yeah. But politics and Hollywood are way downstream from culture. Hollywood is where trends go to die. So it'll be 2 years before you notice it from a smart studio. And I don't know if you'll ever notice it from Disney. Not with lick spittle dipshits like Bob Chapek in charge. If they bring back Bob Iger, who created this entire mess, nothing will change. You still have the board members who are woke as fuck and buy into all this bullshit. You still have Kathleen Kennedy. She's gone. She'll get replaced by Kathleen Kennedy Jr., Michelle Rejwan, Kevin Feige. What? He goes. And you got Victoria Alonso. No. I wouldn't get your hopes up for Disney Star Wars or Disney Marvel.
I think the best thing to do is hope that it just ends. Hope that it stops, because the only thing that could be worse is more. Like we continue to see it. The more Star Wars they put out, the more Marvel they put out, the worse it gets. So we just hope that it ends and we get new stuff from different companies, because like you just said, it's too infested at this point. I love Star Wars. I love the original Star Wars. It's not coming back. It just will not come back.
Nope. It's gone.
Gotta let it go.
It is gone. Like Warner Brothers turning things around, maybe. Universal kind of stayed out a lot of this shit. Paramount is fucking dumb. They're just dumb. They had Top Gun Maverick, but they also make like a really shitty Star Trek, and I'm a Star Trek fan. So Star Trek has been just as pulverized as Star Wars, Doctor Who, all that stuff. So I don't know. It is funny. I don't know if you noticed this, Chris. We talked about it yesterday on Real BBC. That Miles Morales What If comic. So they're Miles Morales is Black Spider-Man, and for Juneteenth or whatever, they wanted to do What If Miles Morales was a bunch of other superheroes, Captain America, Thor. So they did What If Miles Morales was Thor. By the way, just to prove that Miles Morales isn't Spider-Man, it's called What If Miles Morales, not What If Spider-Man. Just wanted to point that out. Marvel fucking totally agrees with me. So they do a What If Miles Morales is Thor, and they get so racist it backfires on him. It's like he has sayings like, because by Odin's beard, but he says by Odin's fade, and when he gets his hammer, he's all, it's hammer time, and like it gets,
my God.
it's getting called out, and I think it's because they're in. Dude, it's woke on, woke cry. It was funny as hell. It was funny as hell. I'm laughing my ass off on it. So that more people are noticing, like, this is the shit we've been saying for years. You're hiring Moses Ingram to play Reva. You don't put any effort into her character at all. She is just black character in Kenobi show. Then when we go, yeah, character's not very good. You're rolling out the racism before we even see the fucking show, just because people are guessing, wow, I'm betting that she becomes the focal point. She will get a hero's moment. She will have the redemption arc, and she will decide not to kill Luke. The power was completely in her hands, and Obi-Wan had nothing to do with it in his own show. In his own fucking show. We guessed it. We all guessed it the moment we saw her. That's why they had to roll out with a campaign against fans, because they're so fucking incompetent that they didn't think that people could figure this shit out. Fans know more than they do. So this is going to be, believe me, this is going to be a problem, big problem for Rings of Power coming up. There's a video about that too. Holy shit, is it bad? But the fans know more than they do, and they're relying on, it's just a small number. What I think we proved, and like, it's not just us, it's you guys, right? And if other channels do this, fucking great, do it. Do meetups, meet people. It's fucking awesome. And it's not a small number. We are the majority. We practice common sense. You're not a racist. I'm sure some of you look in the mirror going, how in the fuck can I possibly be a racist? Yeah, because you're not. Yeah. You're just a fan. And there was a great cross section of fellow members of the audience out there joining us in Dallas. Packed with 3 days notice, packed a meeting room at a con, at a real con, did our first real panel, and the con loved us, had no problem with us. And we were like the lone, there was plenty of panels, like woke panels there. Like,
there were a lot.
Yeah. But there was Gina, there was us, and we were the lone other dissenting point of view. We'll just say different point of view. And
there was standing room only. Nobody. There were people outside that couldn't get in. Sadly, I wish we could have had a big enough space for everybody to come in, but there were people waiting, which is amazing.
If next time we'll do. There is going to be a panel at Anime Matsuri, so if you want to go there, it's in Houston at the end of July. We're doing something in San Diego, but like other channels will do this. And I strongly encourage they do. And I strongly encourage cons to allow opposing voices. Have your woke panels. I don't give a shit. Have your woke panels. Just, somebody else come.
Mix it around.
You're not trying to shut down those panels. Like, it's like, fine. I always felt that the nerd space, in all the time I've been going, I don't think I've ever noticed, ever once, any sort of racism. If anything, it's just like, well, if you've got something against somebody, it's because they have a bad opinion about something, but not about any sort of physical characteristic. It's like, what? How could you think that fifth Dune book sucks, but it's like I'm not going to dislike that person just because they have different taste than my own. And this is what's new is sort of vilifying a certain type of people because they don't like a thing or trying to shut things down. Look, I've had my experiences in that space. I had a panel shut down once at WonderCon. A story for another time. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. But just to see the success that you all had in Dallas, other conventions need to be more open. They need to have diversity when it comes to voices and opinions. And that's what the space used to be, at least from my recollection, been going for a long time to cons since I was a kid. I've been going to San Diego Comic-Con since '89. So I've seen it evolve, and you see all these other panels pop up and you're like, that's great. Like, okay, there should be, there should be more voices, more, the bigger the tent, the better, but trying to push people out or shut voices down or vilify people or call names as a way to discredit people like perhaps yourself, I think that's to me, you've crossed the line. You've crossed the line where that cannot be tolerated. No one, I'm sure, is surprised by this, but I'm a free speech absolutist. I mean, I used to work for Larry Flint, who nearly gave up his life. Film Threat was owned for a time by Larry Flint, and I got to know him. So I'm all about that free speech. I'm not trying to shut stuff down, but if other people are, that you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. So I'm so pleased to see you embraced with open arms in a packed, standing room only room. It's great. You should keep doing it. You should keep doing it. FNT, other people from the fellowship, need to do that. I don't know if I don't want to dominate here too much, but I tried to do a panel. I did a panel actually called the Last Jedi Debate, where I had friends of mine who really vehemently disliked Last Jedi, right? Then I was the moderator, so I'm neutral in the middle. And at the time, I was like, well, maybe this is a new direct. Maybe they know what they're doing and they're setting it up. Luke looks like an idiot because why? He's going to come out and he's going to have this comeuppance, right? In the final movie, it's setting up for a payoff. We know that didn't happen. But then I had people who loved The Last Jedi. We got together, we did the panel. I invited the Quartering, actually, Jeremy, to join on the panel, and he was kind of reticent about it. He was like, I don't know, like, I don't think he likes those kind of spaces anyways. It's fine, but I didn't know him well back then. I was just like, oh, I want to have it. I said, look, if you're going, I'd love to have you on the panel if you need a badge. I just was like, hey, let's get people who disagree on something to talk about it, and we'll have a good time, and we can walk away, with our opinions. Maybe opinions will change, maybe won't, maybe they won't. My opinion has since changed. But why isn't that? I mean, to me, like, and because I've heard you talk about that you used to own a comic shop. One of the best parts about going to the comic shop was getting in arguments and debates with people. Nothing has changed. You're just doing it on YouTube. That's the only difference, right? But the passion and the knowledge is there. So
it's our culture. Our culture has become a place where you cannot disagree with anything and walk away as friends.
Right. So the bingeing between me and Jeremy, or the Filoniing between Az and Jeremy, I would have that argument with customers, and like when we're done with the argument, I'm all, that's $14.24. You pay me the money and later, be screaming at each other like, Deckard is not a fucking replicant. It makes the movie stupid. Okay, that's where I'm at with that, and people
goes against the entire theme of the film.
Yeah, it's just robots about robots. There's nothing human there. What's about the robots being human? But there's nothing to contrast it off, and it doesn't make any sense. And that's not how Harrison Ford played it. But yeah, don't get me started on that. That's what nerd arguments were. They always were. And we've always yelled at each other and debated, but like we were totally cool at the end of the day. But what makes it way more serious now is it's when, Disney does this movement marketing, which they absolutely perfected with Black Panther. Man, that is the Black Panther's greatest marketing achievement of all time. You took a 6 out of 10 movie, 7 out of 10 movie, and made it all-time billion-dollar cultural moment that will be remembered forever. Nobody can remember the movie, but they remember the moment. And
Got nominated for best.
That was the
picture.
power of the Marvel
Got
machine at that time,
nominated
though.
for Best Picture. It got
I
nominated
know.
for Best Picture.
That was the power
Are you
at that
fucking
time.
kidding me?
MCU was the powerhouse
Dark
of the
Knight
movie industry.
did not get nominated for Best Picture, and it should have. It was the Best Picture
Insane.
that year.
No.
I'm fine with it being
That's why they
nominated.
changed-
Like, I think more superhero movies should have, especially if they make $1 billion. They should be automatically. But
That's why they
That-
changed that rule, was to be.
But they tried
to
that.
include more mainstream movies, which never win anyways. So it doesn't.
Yeah,
matter.
and then they didn't like include No Way Home this year, which is the movie that
Right.
saved fucking Hollywood's ass. It's so
Yeah.
stupid. But, I care less. But then like that's what Disney tried to do with everything. So they repeat success. Captain Marvel, it's about women, and then on and on and on, and each thing is supposed to be a movement, and then you turn it into politics, and that's where the arguments get a little more serious. And then you have actors going out, calling Trump supporters Confederates or Nazis, and they're fine. They don't even get a slap on the wrist. And Gina Carano reposts something that made a lot of sense. And I said it at the time, I say it now. There's nothing wrong with what she said. That's not really what she got fired for. That was like straw that broke the camel's back. What she got fired for was putting beep, bop, boop on her fucking Twitter. That's what she really got fired for.
They were mad.
Which is even worse. Which is even fucking worse. And it's fucked up. It's fucked up, and we're going to call it out. And that's where Disney has poisoned the fandom. Disney, not the fandom. Disney. We are simply a reaction. We're going, hey, you know what? I don't like being slapped in the face. Fuck you. Some of us can have handle a couple of slaps before we say something. Some of us are like, no, fuck that shit. And we're going to say something. And, well, why do you care? If you have to ask that question of a nerd, you don't understand nerds.
Yep.
And geeks. We care a lot. So let's go over here. Jason Van Cleve, we got Echo Base Network. So disappointing, Gary. This must be Nick. Thank you for the $4.99. I don't know what Coach really likes Star Wars over at Echo Base Network. He likes to talk about positive Star Wars in his action figure collection. Because my name is Coach. I'm just a nice guy. That's Coach at Echo Base Network. My one impression that you'll ever hear from me. But yeah, it was disappointing. But Nick, you knew it was going to be disappointing, dude. You knew it was up. I was watching you.
Yeah.
You knew. By Odin's Fade, says Garrett Barley for $19.99. Yes. I can't believe it.
Let's bounce, dogs.
Let's bounce,
Or
dog.
bruv. What? Come on, you're mixing up your black cultures. That's the UK. Okay, that's the UK.
Yep. Star Destroyers have tractor beams and fighters, and they would have been toast if plot armor wasn't a thing, says Michael Dye for $4.99. You are absolutely correct, and thank you for the super chat. We're going to go to the donation side, circumventing Mama Susan, who hasn't paid us yet, by the way.
I was going to ask you.
Just going to point out that none of the YouTubers have been paid yet.
Juneteenth. They they don't pay their employees because of Juneteenth.
It wasn't Juneteenth yesterday.
We're observing the observed day.
Are we observing a whole fucking week for Juneteenth? I don't think
I keep checking my bank account. I'm like, Google, what's up?
What's up? Yeah, I'm about to talk to my partner manager going, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
Lady Greymaster for $50. Lady Greymaster.
Lady G.
What are you doing? I have a question for Quarter Black.
No.
Shaved his face for one. I have a question. What if Quarter Black shaved his face for 100 Geek Grind orders and in one day? Just a thought.
Nope.
He said no.
You don't want to see that. You don't want to see that. Nobody wants to see that.
Then he could use the beard struggle products to grow a real one. Oh, ouch.
Lady G, why you hate me so much?
Lady G, by the way, she's Lady G's like 6'7", like X-Ray Girl. She's
I love
fucking
Lady
tight.
G.
Yeah, she's cool beans. I would offer to shave my beard, but I'm not a dwarven woman, ergo no beard. Well, that's nice of you to offer the beard that you don't have to shave it. But no, I wouldn't even let Quarter Black shave his beard. We appreciate Geek Grind. We do. Think of something else.
Yeah, well,
maybe manscape a little bit, but not shaving the beard.
Yeah, I'm down with that. I can do that.
Yeah. Like shave my legs or something. I don't know. OG X-Men is best X-Men. Yes, it is. You're absolutely right. Watch Chris Gore since original Attack of the Show and now found Nerdrotic in the last 2 years. Seeing both of you together is giving me a nerdgasm. Keep up the good work and spreading all the truth. Why, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's surreal being with Chris, being with you, man.
I know. Isn't it crazy?
Fun hanging out with like-minded nerds and arguing and debating. And there you go. So, yeah, I love it. Appreciate the
absolutely
support.
Oh boy. I know Daniel had one down here. I gotta find Daniel. Is today the 22nd? It is the 22nd. Daniel for $50. Thank you. Says I won't give actors who accept tokenized roles a pass. If you two paid Gary millions to be their new lead singer, then Gary better have the fortitude to survive the mockery of he rightly deserves. These actors know deep down they aren't talented enough to be cast. I totally agree. I can't sing, but neither can Bono.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Thank you, Daniel. Oh, Bono's an idiot. Manowar 665, the neighbor of the beast, says, Gary, I said Buhad. What the heck? It's Buhabali 1 and 2. Remember the roof. Is that so that's
the roof
like
is on fire?
That's a movie. Buhabali.
Bahubali is the movie that was made. And I'm sorry, on my bingo card, RRR, I think is the center square, but it's the same director, S.S. Rajamouli, and he directed Bahubali, and it's actually also on Netflix. And one day we'll have a conversation about RRR. I think
we will.
You will enjoy it, Jerry.
Manowar was all about not RRR, Bahubali, whatever it was. And I'm like, dude, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Just speaking gibberish.
It was Bahubali. And he said it again for $6.65, and he rarely gives a second super chat. So thanks, brother. It was great seeing you. Thanks for the Man of War CD, which I listened to on the way home from Dallas. It's still in my car from Vegas. So I have an awesome ride, big star YouTuber that I am, my 2011 FJ Cruiser with a 6 CD changer in it.
Yeah.
Top of the line, baby. Top of the line. Bradley Burnett for $10. Why are you asking for explanations for people's actions in Kenobi? That doesn't matter. There are strong, powerful POC women force users. The force is female. Quiet, you sexist, racist, etc. And they gave us a member berries. You will like it. Yes, now Black women can feel seen within a space Nazi, and I praise them. And hey, Lord of the Rings female fans can now be seen within pure evil. Female orcs are coming. I can't wait to see them multiply, because that's when they breed. That's what it's referred to as, multiplying. It's like rabbits. So that'll be interesting. That'll be
great to see.
I hope they show a flashback of Melkor torturing and mutilating the fucking shit out of elves to create the female orcs. It's like let's and maybe all the women out there can feel seen after that. Morgoth. Gore. Morgoth first. Let me go up here. I read that one. Joey La for $10 says, first time Streamlabs donation. Thank you.
Hey.
So be gentle. I was. Watch the Obi Can Blow Me finally today. Please make it stop. The bad writing. Please let the drinker write the next one. Hail chat. Hail Gary. Hail Garrett. Hail, Chris. Hail to you.
Hell.
I think the drinker could definitely be writing scripts someday.
He needs to do it right now. Save us.
I think Mahler too. Like Mahler, whenever when he does
Yes.
the EPAP thing, like he has better ideas than the people. He puts more thought into it. That guy should just be on a writing staff. Like Mahler is. I mean, he's. I should send him a script for some notes because he doesn't. That guy just is like he'll just suggest like, why did they do this? The Doctor Strange one is the one that really like blew my mind. It's like, oh yeah, these are all good. Why didn't they think of that? They need to stop vilifying people who criticize and think, hey, these could be future hires. You don't look on that as like this is it's like, no, this is someone you want to get advice from. But it can be that can be tricky too when creatives reach out to fans. So
it can be very tricky. Some do, and it's and some do it without like NDAs involved.
Right.
And I'm just very happy that they reached out to me, who won't snitch. I don't snitch until they tell me to.
Gary, I got an interesting note.
What's that?
Just now from Jeremy.
Yeah.
He said, we were just invited to another convention based on the success of the Dallas convention. Look at that. Can't say any more, though. Can't say any more.
You should go to Dragon Con. Dragon Con, if you guys went to Dragon Con.
Is it Hawaii, the UK? Maybe is there a Comic-Con in the Caribbean?
There is a Hawaii Comic-Con, actually, but
that sounds nice.
Yeah, they're not big on panels and whatnot. I tried to go one.
And Hawaii is like COVID fucking hell right now, so they still do like they're still worried about it.
How's Jeremy going to drive his truck to Hawaii?
That's a good question because like I'll even get into a plane for Hawaii. I'm not gonna. Well, my whole theory on flying is if it's worth a place dying for. So like going to Italy, it's like, all right, I'll get in a plane. I'll get in a plane. I'll just not sleep. What I do is because I don't take drugs, so I just stay up for like a day and a half so I can crash out on the plane. John Carpenter's The Thing 40th anniversary tonight. Biatches, says Manowar 665, the neighbor of the beast. Oh, my favorite horror film.
That's right. I believe it's in theaters again. It might be a Fathom Events kind of thing.
Yeah, it probably is. Bradley Burnett. We read that one. So, okay. That's interesting. Another con might be in our future.
Yes, sir.
If I can fit it in with all the other stuff because Chris, we can talk about quickly. We can't give details yet, but Chris and I and Quarter Black are all going to be in San Diego.
That's right.
In about a month.
Yeah.
So there's San Diego Comic-Con, which chances of me going in are very slim unless they drop their mask and vax mandates. Otherwise, I'm just going to hang out on the outside and hang out in San Diego because fuck that.
I can confirm, Gary, when I went to Star Wars Celebration, I went for 2 of the 4 days, not enforced at all. And I would say 80% no masks. There were 20% of people walking around with masks, and I'm like, fine, all right. You may have your reasons, and so that's fine. I'm not going to mask shame. At the same time, we're done. It's over. I think the majority of the public has spoken on this issue, and I think it's a freedom of choice, right? A great Devo song, also a great way to live. So I would say walk in the hall and kind of see like. The only place they kind of enforced it was just when you walk immediately in the doors and you have to go from the door to the convention hall. I saw some people and I didn't pay attention. I usually am just like, I pretend I'm on my phone.
But it's testing too.
They're doing testing. They're doing that too.
Testing. Yes. You have to show your Vax passport or that you've been tested. And I don't know how the fuck they're going to get everybody in. Who's going to have
there's no way.
There's no way. 125,000 people doing that shit.
What they do is, I believe they check it once when you pick up your badge, and I was able to pick up other people's badges. So I'm talking about for the Comic-Con special edition, the special edition.
the special edition we were at.
Yeah.
And yeah, I showed my test, and we walked around with our fake masks on.
Yeah. Don't tell anybody.
I just told everybody, but it's okay.
Yeah. Who cares?
It's just amongst friends here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not wearing a mask. I'm not taking the test. So
yeah, they can screw right off with that.
we have something planned for the outside. Okay, so there'll be a meetup. I can give you the date. If the date changes, it'll change. But tentatively, if you want to make plans, I'm going to be there.
What is it? July. Jaloon. I was thinking June and July together. Jaloon. 16th, I believe.
No, 21st.
17th.
21st through 24th. 21st through 24th.
Totally off. Totally.
Yeah, I was off too. That's why I had to like tell my wife. I hope she didn't book a place, but we got a place. So yeah, it's Thursday the 21st. First, we're gonna do something, and then I'll be there Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'm going home Sunday, but
yeah, are we driving? Making a road trip?
Yeah, because I have to. There's personal. Well, I mean, my mom. I gotta deal with my mom. I mean, it's not deal with. She's in a old folks home, and we need to get her into another one that gives her a little more care, right? Because dementia starting to set in. So that's part of the trip too. And then I think Melissa's going up from there to get the rest of our shit because we still have stuff in San Francisco. So we need to like pod that over. Dude, it's cost us a fortune to move, man. Like a small effing fortune, worth every penny, by the way. Get the fuck out of California. But yeah, it's but it's all like, but we're doing something in conjunction with Chris. We're planning, it's gonna be really fun. It's not gonna cost you anything. You just go, and it'll be like a dual event thing, and it'll be like super fun. We're gonna set up an RSVP because for one of them there's like limited seats, but the other thing will be much like, so if you can't make one, if you can't make both, you'll be able to definitely make one of them, right? And it'll be a good time. So we'll give you more details very, very soon once we like lock things down. But thanks. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to this. This is going to be really fun. And then the following weekend is Anime Matsuri, 28th, right. 29th, and 30th of July. And we'll be there for
Jaloon.
that.
Can't wait to see you in Jaloon.
Jaloon. So that'll be fun too. All right. Let me go. We're going to read a couple more. Then I got to get the hell out of Dodge because I got to make a Kenobi video and a Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
Orcs. They're practical, so they look fine, except for the Eye of Sauron all over them, which should not fucking be there, like in any way, shape, or form. And unless they're gonna say it's somebody else's eye or what, I don't know what the fuck they're going for on this, but it's thousands of years until the Eye of Sauron means anything to anybody in Middle Earth. So if that's really the Eye of Sauron, it's fucking stupid. But the orcs, okay, wow, Amazon, you did something right.
Good job, you got Weta.
I can't wait to see my first lesbian orc, female leader orc.
That's right. There's female orcs.
Don't you? Yeah, sexism conquered.
We're done, guys. We fixed it.
Women can now be a beast that's pure fucking evil.
He can do stuff.
And European lore was out there with this, and I totally agree. They're going to make them sympathetic. And for one, they weren't organized at this time. Really, they were spread all over the fucking place. But they're going to have a leader in this one, and it's going to be an elf. An elf.
Orcs are pure evil, right? I mean, they're
Orcs
like
are pure evil. They are a mockery of life.
It's like chaos, and they're almost like automatons in that way. Like they're a mockery of that.
Morgoth created them to spit on the life that was created with the elves. like as a pure desecration. He tried to do his own thing, and that's what he came up with. And they're anti-elves. That's what they are. They're not. There's no postmodernism bullshit in this. There's no allegory. They're just evil thing. Okay. Fuck.
They keep seeing black people in it.
I always love it so much right now. And then we got the shills out there going, it's gonna be great.
It's gonna be so good. I can't wait.
You gotta wait till the third season to start when things start getting good. What? A lot of people say this shit about. That's what they say. That's what wondering.net. So let me dispel some bullshit right now. Star Trek: The Next Generation. The first season was a little rough. It's still good.
I still love the first
like
season.
it. I will watch it again and again and again. And Star Trek, the real Star Trek, was only 3 seasons. And yeah, there's some poop episodes in there, but I'd still watch over this shit because it's good. Because they have good characters. It's character driven. See, this is the one thing Mahler's really good at, right, Chris? This is why he should be quality control in Hollywood. Because he understands, well, we have similar taste when it comes to what's important in a story. Is it plot or character? It's character every single time. I don't care if the character is a machine, an animated dog, a fucking elf. I don't care. I can relate to it in some way. And if it's a character I care about, then I can look past a lot of stuff. But when you don't have compelling characters, then you start looking at the corners of the screen. And then you start, looking at plot. What made Game of Thrones fucking interesting? Was it the plot? No, it was the characters. Everybody started buying into the characters. What made Buffy one of the most beloved series, even though people hate Joss Whedon deservedly so? The characters every single time. Firefly. You remember much about the plots, or do you remember Mal and Jane because they're fucking cool? That's what you remember. So I think that's got to be the most important. And when you have character that is just built on trait, so you're making Galadriel something she never fucking was. She's just warrior and powerful. By the way, she according to somebody who's seen it, she's an insufferable bitch throughout the entire series. So
piss and vinegar.
Yep. Thanks for making Galadriel, a character I loved, an insufferable bitch. You assholes. I'm going to point it out. So let's read a couple more super chats. We'll get out of here. Because Snowdub, what's up, Snowdub? For $20 says, great seeing you in the past weekend, Gary. It was great meeting you too, brother. I'm glad Quarter Black finally found the exit of the Fan Expo Saturday. Hey, dude, he saved the banner. My wife was like, what did he do? Keister it? I'm like, no, I don't know.
My kids were there. I had a stroller. I put it in there. I think ahead.
Dude, this is why Core Black's the best. Sometimes you don't have to ask him things once. That's the best part. You never have to ask him anything twice.
I just can't speak or read. I get drawbacks.
Yeah, you're never going to hear anything from me about that. Sorry, I missed the Thursday meetup. I'm sorry too. You had car issues. That sucks.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, try to make Vegas. I know. I it's not that far for you. I'm not sure. I kind of remember where you live. I don't know if you've moved since then. I don't want to dox you or anything, but you wouldn't be far from Vegas.
I'm glad we were still able to meet though. That's I like doing the meetups on Thursday. So then we have the whole weekend. We can meet the people that weren't able to make it on Thursday. They had to work or whatever. We still get to meet you on the weekend.
Yep.
Yeah, there's like impromptu meetup. Like if people can't make it on Thursday, July 21st, then it's like, hey, you got the whole weekend of like, hey, an impromptu meetup at. I actually find the hotel bars are a great place to hang out. I've met so many people like in the industry just hanging out. It's fun.
Dude, we went to the Sheridan where Jeremy was at Geeks and Gamers, and he's like, let's just hang out in the lobby. I'm like, that's a great idea. Fuck it. So like Brittany Venti went and Alex Stein showed up. It was fucking great.
That was crazy. Yeah.
We will do something very similar. We'll just pick a hotel. And unlike in Dallas, the bars don't close at fucking 10 in San Diego.
Up with that?
Yeah, that was stupid. So we'll let you know. So if you miss like Thursday, there will be another one like Saturday. I got the show on Friday, but we got Friday Night Tights. I don't miss Friday Night Tights, but like Saturday, we'll do another one for sure. For sure. I just finished up that super chat. He says, car issues made me late. Yeah, I'm sorry. Coffee on me next time we meet up. Much love. Coffee's on me, brother. Coffee's on me. Just be there. Just be there or be square. Oh my God. How's your Ezra Miller video doing, Quarter Black?
Dude, the first one's doing really well. I'm almost at 50K. It's big for my channel.
That's awesome. Well, no, when you match your subscriber count on views,
Yeah, that was
spectacular.
Blew my mind because I kind of just made a Ezra Miller video out of nowhere, and it hit at the right time, I guess.
No, we were talking.
But even the follow up is doing pretty well. I've almost got like 15.
Yeah, dude, that thing did not for the first half hour. For me, anyway, it was not showing up on your channel or your uploads.
Weird.
I saw it in the subscription feed, but when I went to your channel, wasn't there.
What the hell?
And Nina Infinity got shadow banned too. So Ezra's fucking protected. It's fucking lame. But Nerdrotic Daily, I gotta give Perry some props. I didn't even I was so busy with the weekend. Like he's got that thing up to almost 80,000 subs.
Yeah.
So we're gonna
hit 100. We're almost there, bro.
That's fucking awesome. Go Perry. But he'll be busy after today.
Yeah.
Well, tomorrow. I mean, like, yeah, I'll get you the stuff in the morning. Or well, if you want to stay up tonight, I should have the first video done by 8. We'll see.
Yeah. Okay. I could at least get it all like quick edited. And
yeah. Kenobi is just going to be one episode. So I'm just going to recap Reva's big plan.
Her master plan.
I have a note. I have like my note. I have my little Bible on Reva's plan. And it's so stupid. I might show it to you. I've got like bullet points on what her plan was. She'd
redraw it in like crayon.
Yeah.
Be like, this is Reva's plan.
That'd be funny. Oh, my favorite part in the last video, Perry put this in, so I can say it's my favorite part, is when Darth Vader's choking Reva, and I'm liking this, and he shows David Carradine.
Yes.
I lost my shit.
It's so dark. I love it.
Oh my God, that man is savage.
So savage.
Hello, fellow boomers, and Garrett. I'm a data analyst that runs a project financials, and I'm working on a project focused on streaming services. I came across Disney Plus and Hulu. To sum it up, Disney is headed for a meltdown, says Eric, for $20. Thank you. Yeah.
Almost don't even need the data to know that.
Here's what I'll say is like, one, if they don't make it for adults, nobody's going to care. If they don't integrate Fox's library and have an adult version, or at least like child controls, and also all the stuff I actually care about that is on Disney Plus, I already own it on DVD.
Yep.
You know, I already own it. I got classic Disney movies that I care about. I have Star Wars, the originals. I don't need anything. I don't need anything that's on the platform, and everything new they're creating, I don't care about. So yeah, I feel like, and I can't be alone in feeling this. I feel like it's a platform headed for disaster. So
100%. I'm the same way. I mean, I've got every single movie I ever want to watch. I've already got it.
Yeah.
Why would I ever need Disney Plus?
The only thing,
every single thing that's coming out is worse than the thing before it. So I don't see how this could possibly work in their future. There's just nothing that appeals about it. I mean,
can find all the bootleg to streaming stuff, like like I like Alter Carbon season 1, so I found it on Blu-ray.
Yeah,
easy, get a bootleg, whatever. I found Bright, like I have physical copy, everything. By the way, the fucking Godfather 50th anniversary. Holy shit, that's so good.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Is it 4K?
4K.
4K.
Oh, beautiful.
Big. Oh, it's fucking good. Oh,
I've noticed also in these streaming services when they say it's high definition, it's not high definition.
No, Netflix it looks like one that has their 4K kind of worked out because they've been doing it the longest. But fuck Netflix. All right, we're gonna read a few more. We have Steve 2848 on the Streamlab side for $50. Thank you. Great. Gary, great meeting you in Dallas. Glad everyone had safe travels between Marvel, Disney, Marvel, DC, Disney, Amazon, Doctor Who. Which do you think will most likely to turn from the dark side? So that is Marvel, Disney, Star Wars, Disney in general, Amazon, Doctor Who. I think Amazon will probably not with Rings of Power. Not in Rings of Power.
It's too early.
If Reacher kind of stays the course, maybe. I know everybody's telling me to watch The Boys. I promise you, I'm gonna watch The Boys. I'm gonna think it's woke as fuck. I will be surprised if I don't. It really, because that's basically what happened in season 2. And I know like what the showrunner has been saying from day one, that he wants to make it an exploration of toxic masculinity, and he wants to roast more Trump supporters. So I'm like, wow, that really gets me excited.
Great.
Especially if I'm in the fucking comic book and my friend co-created it. But yeah, somebody tried to say that they tried to call me out for it. I thought season 2 sucks shit. I thought it was fucking horrible.
Yeah, obviously they weren't watching you whenever the show came out.
Yeah, it sucked.
Yeah.
It was terrible. Veriday for $20 says, "Hail Nerdrotic, Garrett and Chris Gore.
Yo.
Can I hear my weekly breath of fresh air, knowing I'm not crazy? I'm making my own webcomic called Mortal Gods." I like that name.
Nice.
The Broken House and the usual spots like Tapas and Webtoon. Okay, cool. It's on Webtoon. So it's called Mortal Gods, The Broken House. Go check it out. Yeah. Make your own stuff.
Please.
That's what the future is. I got to see Eric July's a couple of panels from his comic. It's legit.
Oh man, I want to see it.
Legit. I saw a cover. I saw a couple of panels, a couple of characters. They're all original. He's got a Bible. He's got this planned out, and he's going after the big 2. And that's what you got to do. You know, aim high, baby. Aim high.
It's almost like he's not even aiming that high anymore. They've come way, way down.
Donating another 20 because you deserve it, and because I forgot to mention that the comic is a manga style sword and sorcery comic. That's fine. Think Conan if it was anime, and that's awesome, and even more cosmic horror influence, which is awesome. Conan,
I'm liking all these things I'm hearing.
Yeah, you're speaking my language. Thank you again for the hour of great content. For Veriday, thank you for the $20. I greatly appreciate it. And we're gonna head over here. X-Ray Girl will be producing the Nooners starting September.
Yep.
Yeah.
Grabbing all the super chats and the donations.
That's when we become a real show. This is like the test run. This is the test run of the Nooners. The office
messing around now.
Garrett will be running the live streams. Yeah, it'll be all be done by then. It'll all be done. Big Worm for $20. Hail all. Quarter Black is 100% right. I bet you hate to hear that.
Man,
nothing with Qui-Gon. He should have been the pep talk to Obi-Wan in the dirt. Voice only, telling Obi-Wan he only fails if he doesn't protect the children. Flashbacks to Anakin, Padme. Live long and prosper. To you too.
Thank you.
Great point. Great point. Got Eric. No Vodic for $2 says, my disappointment is unmeasurable, and my life as a Star Wars fan is ruined. Oh, I'm sorry, man. It's not ruined because Star Wars ended. Well, I mean, if you're a prequel fan, that's cool, but I'm talking about in chronological order with Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Return of the Jedi. None of this shit counts for shit. Now it's been ruined for me, but don't let that happen to you, please.
I think I'm coming back around. You know, I'm going through the stages of grief with the loss of Star Wars, and I went into denial. I was like, no, this is still good. It could be good. And then I went into just like anger and complete detachment. And now I've separated the actual Star Wars from whatever this fan fiction crap is. And I've really gotten to the point where I can go back to watch the original and it still feel like I did before, because I just accepted that everything that's been made after 2012 is all fan fiction made by people that aren't fans for people that aren't fans.
Yep.
And all the other stuff is actual canon. This stuff is just silly nonsense.
Azteco1 for $20 says Qui-Gon's sole purpose for appearing was a clumsy attempt to capture the lightning that was the arrival of Luke at the end of season 2 Mandalorian. A very clumsy attempt and a failure, utter failure.
Weak.
We got Oscar Moreno for 100 Mexican dollars. We'll just say dollars because Americans have pesos now. Disney Star Wars is nothing more but hater fiction, and that's how it should be taken. You could argue Favreau and Filoni's work is fan fiction or good Star Wars, though. Greetings. Yeah. It
got close. It got close.
Than this. Yeah, I'll give you that.
That's the best I can say is it got close.
I'm never going back to that time in my life I wasted on this atrocity. Screw Disney. I'm sorry, but the sycophants who sit there defending this trash, this is the caliber of work they will ever get. And that's what we have, the NYC Geek for $10. Thank you. Yeah. I mean, like, the more you support this stuff, the more you're going to get. That's just, it needs to fail. Yeah. Things need to hit rock bottom before they get better. I mean, like I said, I'll just break out a recovery principle again. Very rarely does somebody like a true addict quit mid addiction and get better. They have to like absolutely lose everything. And if they survive and if they manage not to go to jail for the rest of their life, then they have that opportunity to start their life over again with absolutely nobody but a bunch of people in a meeting. That's where it needs to be. We need a massive failure, and not just from Disney Star Wars. We need a massive fucking Disney Marvel flop, which I think we'll get with the Marvels. I think the Marvels, they'll try to spin it every way. It'll have like a $35 million opening weekend. They'll go, it's a record for Pakistani teenagers on opening weekend. You know, like,
this movie isn't made for white males, and then cut to a week later. This movie's not being watched by white males. What's happening?
I feel sorry for people who are blind to the destruction of the IPs who grew up loving them. Several friends or gushing over the hello there. Yeah, well,
dangle.
A lot of work to do. Thank you, Nathan Harrison, for $5 Australian. And the last one we're going to read is Garrett. Well, I read that one. Let's find another last one then.
It's great to see another fellow Garrett, though.
It is. Does he spell it right?
Oh, does he?
I don't know. Let me see.
With 2 T's? That's where it's at.
Yeah, it's 2 T's.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, 2 T's.
I want to be associated with 1 T Garrett's.
2 T's for Garrett, 1 R for Gary. Okay, 1 R. Because if it's 2 R's, it's Gary, not Gary.
You don't need that.
And yeah, I know. You take away the R and it spells gay. I know. Okay, I was in high school. Reva saved Luke from Reva. Vader killed Anakin. So basically, Obi-Wan did nothing but return the droid. Well done, says Benjamin Conway for 20 British pounds. That is the best description. That is the
on point
fucking description of the show. And this one's for Chris because it's 100 Indian pesos.
Thank you.
From Qui-Gon. It's like Qui, Gone. The finale was peak Kathleen Kennedy orgasm. They intentionally destroyed every aspect of Star Wars: story, character, music, visual effects, all pathetic. And I'll just say this for Chris. Go see RRR. It's probably better.
Yes.
There you go.
So good.
Definitely
it's better than anything Disney Star Wars has done is RRR. Seriously. It's so there you go. I'll stop talking about it.
No, it's dude, we love you, man.
I want to talk to you about it is why I want you to see it. I want to talk to you about the movie.
You should watch it before next week and talk about it.
I'll try to watch it before next week. I'm rewatching Stranger Things because me and Muller are all excited about it. So we're being like little girls and going on Discord and talking about it. But it's fine because that, yes, we like shit. We talk about shit we like all the time. Then I got to finish Better Call Saul because I heard some craziness happen that I might not like. We'll have to see how it played out on screen. but that's not done either. It's like at a halfway point. But the show is fucking excellent, dude. That is just an excellent show. Breaking Bad was an excellent show.
I watched one episode. I have not watched Better Call Saul. I watched one episode because somebody was watching it on TV, and I was like, "Oh, what's this?" He was in a desert. That was it. Fantastic.
Yeah.
The characterization of the characters I've never met before. I don't know anything about. The camera work, it was so good.
So you didn't see the Better Call Saul callback in my last video when Obi-Wan's like all lost in that little station and he's like looking around, it's black and white. You hear that kind of rockabilly music in the background. That's Better Call Saul. That's the theme from Better Call Saul. So.
I need to rewatch Breaking Bad. I got through the first season.
I can't wait for Better Call Saul to be done, right? Because then I'll watch it in order.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I wish they would release for Godfather, was the chronological one, because I fucking love it. They used to do it on AMC on like some holiday weekend. You would get the Godfather and chronological, and I'd stop after Godfather 2 because I fucking hate Godfather 3. But I'd watch it in chronological order because it's fun. It's like super long too. They put in like little extra scenes and stuff. It's called what's it called again? Epic version or some shit like that. Yeah.
I bet there's like an edit online you can find.
Oh, I want physical copy. I mean, there's VHS version of it. There is a VHS.
Really?
Yeah. All right. So, Chris Gore, please plug what you're up to today.
Well, let's see. 2 quick things. I'm doing a live stream nearly directly after this one. My show Hollywood on the Rocks. So it just timed it that way. So if you want to continue this conversation, we'll talk about a bunch of different stuff. Go to the Film Threat YouTube channel. I'll be doing that. And then Flaccid Phoenix, want to get a plug out for Flaccid Phoenix. He is our producer on the show and moderator of the chat. Go to his channel. He just got monetized. So congrats to him. He's trying to get to 2,000 subs.
Oh, congrats, man. That's awesome. So exciting.
He's also gonna be joining us in San Diego for events that we can't talk about right now. But Flaccid Phoenix, his channel is blowing up. By the way, small YouTube channel, not even 2,000 subs. He did a review of RRR and it got like 60,000 views. It just blew up, and he got like 500 new subs from it.
That's how it starts, man. That's what happened to me with The Expanse when it got canceled, and I did a 10-minute live stream which turned into a video. And it got 60,000. That was like the first touch of real YouTube success I had. I was like, whoa. And I was really bummed at the time. But,
he's got good video essays there. So
well done. Well, hey, sky's the limit. Real quick, 200 Watt Studio, and thank you, Chris. Film Threat.
Thank you.
Links in the description. Chris Gore is a legend. Let me get on camera and just say that, just so you know.
Legend.
The fucking legend. Right. I'm gonna embarrass the shit out of you because I was watching you at the comic store, and everybody talked about Attack of the Show after it aired. Everybody, what happened on Attack of the Show? Is it DVD Tuesday today? And I'll mention this again.
I watched that show religiously, man.
Based on your recommendation, I watched The Losers because I thought the movie looked stupid as fuck, and then I went back and watched it, and it's one of my favorite movies. It's I think it's one of the best DC adaptations ever.
It's a rad movie.
Great movie.
That's awesome.
200 Watt Studio for $10 says, Gary, I'm leaving California, bruh. I'm happy to hear that. Any moving advice? U-Hauls are very hard to book, and a moving truck will gouge the living fuck out of you. It was ridiculous. We had to book 2 months in advance, and I'm not even going to tell you what it costs, because it hurts my soul. I might start tearing up a little bit.
I don't even want to think about it.
It depends on how much stuff. I had a shitload of stuff. I a store full of stuff, plus the accumulation of a wife who collects things, and I collect things over 18 years. Yeah.
And you still didn't even get all of it. There's still some insane.
No, I still got lots of stuff. I don't know where I'm going to fit it in here. It's probably going to get sold. Email me. I'll give you a little bit of advice. The key is to get out. So I'm not getting out. Also, my favorite part of Morales Thor is when he said, to Odin, when you go black, you never go back. Word.
My God.
I can love 200-watt studio. Quarter black.
Hey, you can find me on my channel, Quarter Blake Garrett. Watch my Ezra Miller video. If you haven't been keeping up with Ezra Miller, what's going on, I did a couple little videos recapping the whole thing. Hopefully it's entertaining. Thank you, Gary, for having me on today, and Chris Gore for being a legend. And man, Star Wars is dead.
Star Wars is dead. Lots of meetups coming up. Most of them, if not all, I can't speak for San Diego. It's going to be tough for Geeks and Gamers, but the whole plan is for us to do them together, right? I'm not really even, I'd rather hang out with other people and other creators. And if creators want to come down to San Diego and join us, feel free. Like, just give me a buzz. Like, no problem at all. And we'll hang out. It'll be fun. And that's the whole point of this, is meeting you guys and you guys meeting each other too, which is super cool. So yeah, most of the meetups, if not all, will be done with some members of Geeks and Gamers, or all of them, or whatever. We're doing it in conjunction. We're doing it together. We're trying to get Eric July on a lot of these too. He'll be at Anime Matsuri. Quarter Black will be with me along the way.
Yes,
everywhere we go, attached at the hip. And hey, Vegas, you get to meet Perry Chan and X-Ray Girl.
That's right.
How fucking exciting is that?
The whole team's going to be together for the first time.
It's going to be together for the first time.
Yeah.
I can't wait. So, yeah, that's around my birthday too. So that'd be good birthday present. Make me forget how fucking old I'm getting. It's. I didn't want to think about it now. I didn't even think about how old I was getting until now, and it's just I want to go. I want to go. So please, we'll see you back next week for the Nooner with Chris on Wednesday, 12 p.m. Sure, we'll still be talking about Kenobi. I've got a Kenobi and the Lord of the Rings video. Still kind of have to record most of them, but they'll be done. And Garrett will be working on Perry's. Is awesome. Like his last two videos. Just,
so good.
Your dude. Props to you. You edited the
Kenobi one.
The highest viewed, like, pure pop culture review video on my channel. It's the second most viewed video on my channel. And it's going to pass up #1 the way it's going. So it's going to pass it up. So well done, brother. It might even be I don't have a video that hit 1 million yet. I'm fine with that. It's okay. It'd be nice.
I'm just walking in the footsteps of Perry Chan. Okay.
All right. No, you guys are great. Great team. I've got the best people.
We have the best team. Okay.
Best team. Really diverse, by the way. Super diverse team. Totally hired on their merit, by the way, because they're all exceptional at their jobs. And you are exceptional in the chat, and don't let anybody tell you fucking different. Keep holding the line. Keep saying what you think. It's okay to disagree on, content. But when it comes to attacking fans, fuck no. Continue to say no. Don't put up with it. These corporations have poisoned what we love. Don't ever let them forget it. So we're going to say bye now. And in the meantime, please enjoy a coffee commercial. I think I uploaded one. You did.
Oh, I did. Yeah, it's on there.
Yeah.
Good day, everyone.
Good day. Say bye, Chris.
Bye.
Bye. Goodbye.
God damn, Gary. Some serious gourmet shit. What flavor is this?
That's right, it's the all-hell medium roast private blend. Check out the Geek Grind Coffee Nerdrotic page for our other options like the Decadent, Feathers of Liberty, vanilla-infused flavored coffee. Or if you're looking for something darker, try the Dark Roast FNT blend of the Fellowship. You know what? Just buy all three. GeekGrindCoffee.com. Use discount code Nerdrotic. Huzzah!
I am not gay. I have relationships with women, sex with men.
And I got news for you. That means you're gay.
Do you wanna take a life? Do you wanna cross that line? because it's a long way back from hell.
Look, this is crazy. Man, don't y'all smoke that shit. Easy to ride. Look. Man, this is crazy, man. I'm telling you. This fighting in traffic, bruh. Look. He needs somebody to spar with. I go spar with this. Look, this is crazy. He tired now.
Nerdrotic.com.